We're in. All right, guys, welcome to day 3 of Gamescom 2025. This live stream it started at 6 in the morning, 6 hours ago, so I'm pretty late to the party. I couldn't wake up at 6 in the morning. I woke up at say at 8, around 8, but I didn't want to be too loud right here in my house, at that time, just talking like a crazy dude. I mean, I'm not really that loud, but still. Okay, so Gamescom Studio Day 3 in IGN. So here we're gonna see some interviews with Silent Hill F, Reanimal, Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines 2, High on Life 2, Sonic Racing Crossworlds, Dying Light the Beast, and then a special interview with Masaki Hayasaka, the producer of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. And then soon have some exclusive trailers coming out at the end of the show, pretty much. I'm not sure if the show already ended. I think it already ended. Yeah, 6 hours ago. That's how long it runs. Okay, well, let's go in there. Let's watch this.
And I'm with my good pals Jada Griffin and Brian Altano.
Let me turn it up.
We've got an awesome show planned for today.
Now this is gonna be risky for me because if they played some copyright music and I'm live streaming on YouTube, I'm gonna get a strike. But if I do get a copyright, I think I'm gonna risk it, dude.
I'm pumped for.
I'm gonna risk it
what
for
are you
the
guys
biz.
looking forward to?
Well,
Just
Max
lower
and
the
I will be
volume.
checking out High on Life later today, which does what all
High on
video
Life.
game sequels should do and lets you ride around on a skateboard instead of just walking. Radical. Very excited for
Ooh,
that one.
nice.
But right now, let's check
I
in
think I
with
saw that
Damon out on the
on
stage to see what's
day 2.
going on next.
High on Life 2 gameplay, and he was skateboarding with a skateboard.
Hello there. Coming up very
That's
soon,
kinda-
we're checking out
that's
some
kinda-
upcoming horror
that's kinda
games
cool.
arriving in time for Halloween, including Silent Hill
F.
Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines 2, and Reanimal. We're about to check in with Ian out in the field, and after that,
Hold on, let me see that. So I'm excited for
it's time
that
for
vampire game called The Dawn Walker. I forgot, it's Dawn Walker or something. You're a vampire, and they have another vampire game here.
Bloodlines 2.
Vampire the Masquerade. Dude, I'm a big fan of vampires. Like they need to start making more vampire games. And if they do, at the werewolves, that they go against the werewolves, I don't know, they could do some crazy stuff with the vampire games. The vampire
And Reanimal. We're about
I
to
never
check in
heard
with
of that
Ian
one.
out in the field, and after that, it's time for Dying Light the Beast. All that and more right
Oh,
here
and
on
Dying Light the
Gamescom
Beast.
Studio.
that one's a survival
Welcome to Saturday
zombie
here
game.
at
Dying
Gamescom
Light.
2025. We've got loads
remember
of
Dying
treats
Light
coming
1.
up for you on the
First
show
one,
floor,
Dying Light.
including a chat with the developers of Silent Hill F about their
Silent Hill F.
controversial combat system. We'll also be checking out Routine, a sci-fi retro futuristic horror game, and
What?
we'll be meeting the
I haven't
developers
seen that one,
of
Routine.
Super Meat Boy 3D. There's all that and
More
loads more
platformers,
coming
Super
up
Meat
for you
Boy.
here at Gamescom 2025.
I'm excited, sir. I like his enthusiasm.
In just a few short weeks, fans everywhere will be
Enthusiastic
climbing, jumping, and
personality.
smashing their way through Dying Light the Beast. And with me
Nice.
to answer some of our burning questions is franchise director Timon Smektala. Welcome,
director.
Timon.
That's the
Hi.
director.
Hello.
Thanks for
How's it going,
joining
man?
us.
Yes, it's a pleasure to be here.
So it's been a while since we've seen series protagonist, first game protagonist,
Yep.
Dying Light
Kyle
Beast.
Crane.
10 years.
10 long years.
Yes,
10
absolutely.
years for us,
10 years for us,
and
but
a long
actually even
10
more
years
for him.
For him.
Yep.
So it's been
Why
10
did you
years since the
renew
last
that for
Dying
the
Light?
Beast?
Because we love Kyle
2015?
Crane, but actually our love for Kyle Crane is like this, but our community love for Kyle Crane
Castor Woods.
reaches
Welcome
the
to
roof.
Castor
So
Woods.
everyone is crazy about
It's
Kyle Crane
infested with zombies.
within the players of Dying Light. And we have been hearing
Dude, it
on
looks
every
good.
meeting, every
This
event.
is the new Dying Light right
Can
here.
you bring the guy back? Like, we want him back.
Oh,
Where's
what
Kyle
the
Crane?
hell? He looks
So we decided to
hideous.
do so. This is
They
the
look
10th
hideous, man.
anniversary of the series for us
Oh.
because the first game was released 10 years ago. So we decided it's time. Like, it's time for Kyle Crane to get back.
Man, dude.
But then I also need to say
I wonder if these guys, games like Dying Light, do they got inspired by Resident Evil or Dead Rising type of games? Because it looks like a game that Resident Evil would
something
make.
to the newcomers,
developers
to
of
the
Resident
people who
Evil.
have never heard about Dying Light or Kyle Crane.
One more. Whoa,
Guys,
what the
don't
hell?
be afraid. You can play the beast.
Yeah,
the
like the
game
monsters.
explains
The monsters
itself
look pretty
beautifully. You will
bizarre.
get who the character is, and he's actually quite cool and quite unique.
And while we've been waiting for Kyle Crane to come back, he's been having a terrible time.
They look
yes,
crazy,
absolutely.
dude. They
So
look
he was
demonic.
captured and he was experimented upon by this guy named the Baron. So
Light
Baron is
beast.
like kind of this mad scientist that's trying to achieve his sinister goal. Of course,
Tell me
I'm
the
not
story.
spoiling. But to do that, he was experimenting on Kyle. He was kind of tweaking his DNA, injecting some nasty stuff into his veins. And because of that,
he was a wild
wanted to
experiment
break
gone
Kyle,
wrong.
But actually, he created a monster. He created the beast. And
Oh,
in this
dude,
game,
look at
Kyle
the
Crane is the beast.
gameplay. Dude, the
He's
gameplay
not
looks
only
like
master
that? Holy
survivalist, he can
crap.
survive on his own
That's some
in the
next
woods,
level
in the
gameplay.
forest, using machetes, crafting weapons, crafting accessories, like
Damn,
finding
next
some
level's
bandages,
zombie
etc.
dismemberment.
But then, from time to time, under pressure, when he gets agitated, he
crazy.
can unleash
Dying Light,
the
the
rage,
beast.
the fury, the wrath within him, something that we are calling the beast mode. And it's really cathartic. Like, this is a moment where you can really kind of turn the tables and deal damage and pay to the world what it's doing to you.
So he's a much angrier dude this time around.
He is angrier, and actually at the start of the game, he's actually super angry. Like, this is like, you can feel that in his emotions,
He
in how
rages,
he talks.
becomes
We
more
have
powerful.
a great
I like
voice
that.
actor, Roger
The
Craig
beast.
Smith, basically a legend in voice acting business, and it's really conveyed very well. Like, you play the game and you feel that there's a lot bubbling in the guy, but then he starts meeting
crazy.
people. He escapes the Baron's lab with the help of a character named Olivia. Then he meets survivors that are trying to struggle in this valley of Castor Woods where the game takes place. And like, as always, like when you talk to people, you kind of soften a little. He opens a little to them. He realizes that he cannot really take revenge on Baron by himself. He needs to create an opposition, like build an opposition against him. So he's basically helping other people.
I think that's a family that's trying to help him. He's
motivate them to oppose the Baron.
All right, I want to get into beast mode, but just quickly, tell me about Castor Woods, the new setting,
beast mode.
new location.
Oh, it's beautiful. I guess if I wouldn't be there, I would love to be in Castor Woods, because it's a place which is modeled after Swiss Alps. So it's like we can see that on the screen. It's like a very beautiful valley. Mountains on the horizon, touristy town in the middle, lots of forests, hiking trails, farm fields.
They should make an Assassin's Creed like that, and like first person jumping in houses and just climbing. I don't think they've done a first person Assassin's Creed like that. Dude, imagine that, first person Assassin's Creed, and then later on they could make it into a VR game.
We also have like dirtier, like less beautiful places, let's say swamps or like
that's cool, dude. Jump
a
on
lot
top
of like dark forests. But it's a place that you would love to visit, if not for the zombies there, right?
Dude, I don't remember. I remember the first Dying Light being first person. I remember that, but the mechanics were more like the game Dead Island. It was like Dead Island. It gave me the vibe of Dead Island because it was just you get things, but when you pick them up, he didn't do it like in here. He actually grabs the things when you pick them up. Like in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Generally, a lot of like dark forests.
He grabs them, pick
it's
up,
a place
and he
that
actually
you would love
grabs
to
them.
visit. If
that's very immersive compared to other games when they just disappear and they're already in your inventory.
Not for the zombies there, right? So
nice.
And
that's
what's interesting is that it's quite a new place for us, because all of the Dying Light games have been taking place inside cities.
The place looks creepy.
And this is different.
Creepy
like they
atmosphere.
are not that, like not everywhere it's so easy to parkour. Not everywhere.
Look, you got cigarettes, electric parts, some more cigarettes.
So easy to kind of chain those moves.
Dude, if they make it like that, where you just, I think it is gonna be like that, like the first one. Crafts, weapons, collect, loot.
But because of that, you actually it works better for the survival horror experience that Dying Light: The Beast brings, because you feel fragile, you feel exposed, you feel that the zombies can.
Dude, this is straight up an upgrade for the Dying Light fans. This is really an upgrade right here.
See you from afar,
and
it really adds a lot to the atmosphere and the tension that you feel in the game.
Okay, and so we're seeing a lot of like key differences from the previous Dying Light games, but also like the series DNA, the Dying Light DNA.
Absolutely.
What have you learned making these Dying Light games that you brought to the beach?
Oh, a lot, but I think the most important thing is we have learned that you need to focus on details. The reactions are. With Dying Light games,
that makes it more interesting.
Actually, to create something that's very
instead
immersive,
of just being a regular
something that really puts
human
you
being
into the world that you have created.
You have a beast inside.
And what we discovered is that you cannot really achieve that if you only are using like very broad brush strokes. You really need to nail all of the details.
no. Dude, if it lags, I'm screwed, bruh. If it lags, I'm screwed. You know why? Because I am live streaming, and that's already too much. Oh, come on, come on. All right, I think we're getting back the kilobits here. Damn.
So this is something that we have learned as developers.
Let me lower the HD. Can I lower the HD?
But also something
it's
that
already
we have
lowered by
learned from
itself.
our community. I think generally all of the communities for all of the games are very brutal right now for developers because
Hopefully it
they
runs
really
everything
kind of look
smoothly and I
at
don't get
very
interrupted.
specific, very
I
small things.
don't have the best connection in
and
the
as a
world,
developer,
but
you
it's
just
alright
have to deliver
connection.
that to make the players happy.
Yeah, players are
I have
demanding,
a
and they have a
Spectrum.
nice
Yes,
detail.
exactly.
For real, for
Yeah,
real.
exactly.
So in the recent preview on IGN for
Yep.
Dying Light the Beast, we called Beast Mode like super
Damn,
Dying
look at his
Light.
Absolutely.
face.
So how does the
Oh.
game? Tell me, how does the game change when you're in Beast Mode?
These zombies are
Well, it changes
cool
a lot.
looking.
So like,
Check the
we
water
had, so we
pressure.
had some
Wow, dude. I think I was not expecting for Dying Light the Beast to be this good. It actually looks
experience
good.
with that because Dying Light game also has the day and night
Good enough for me to probably even thinking of playing it, of getting it.
cycle that changes
Not
the
pre-ordering
experience,
it.
right? So even with day and night
But
cycle,
maybe
we
after when it
almost have
comes
like
out, see more gameplay of it and see what the reviews are. Cause dude, I've been missing a zombie game. It's been a while since I played a zombie game. The last zombie game I played was Back for Blood with my cousin. All right, I think I'm good right here in the. Okay, let me look at the chat. All right, we good. I'm not expecting to no one to be chatting in my live stream. I'm not. All right, let's go back.
2 games in one. And now with the Beast mode, we again have 2 games in one because when you are not in the Beast mode, you are a regular human. Like you can jump as far
Nice.
as a human can, you can hit as strong as a human can.
Oh,
you have,
I
and
knew
to
it, super
survive, you have
strength.
to use all of your brains, all
Damn.
of your instincts.
Ooh.
And in the Beast mode, you
Oh, rip
really
his
get
head
brutal,
off like
you
it's
really
Doom.
get powerful, you can run faster, you can jump higher,
Nice.
you can reach places which
Dude, that makes him even more badass. It's not your typical shooting zombie game. You get to melee and punch them.
are basically unreachable
Kick 'em.
to humans. So
Crazy.
this kind
Oh,
of
rip his arm
opens a
off.
new layer of the map and opens a new layer of possibilities for
Follow
you
the
to
yellow
solve
pipe carrying the
challenges in
sound.
front of you. At the start of the game, you don't have that much control over when
Crazy.
you trigger the beast
hell he
mode, when
has? He
you
has
go
a
into the
weird
beast mode,
looking
because the
weapon.
rage is so kind of bubbling, as I said inside Kyle, that sometimes it just bursts. And then
Dude, I think this game is gonna be a banger. I could already tell the vibes of it. The way different ways to kill zombies.
you can basically, then you are using this mostly for combat. But what happens
Crafted melees.
in the
Oh.
middle part of the game where you start to control
No way the zombie has a freaking giant sledgehammer looking
all the beast mode a little bit
attached to
more,
his
you can actually start
his
using
arm.
it to, as I said, to get to the places to solve traversal, geometrical puzzles. So it
While
really is
facing his
kind of like
goons.
another tool that you can use as you explore, as
Crazy.
you are trying to survive in this world.
Okay, so Beast Mode eventually becomes a choice that you can
Yes,
turn on
absolutely,
and off.
absolutely.
And is the game
Nice.
still scary? Is it still a horror game?
So you could play it fully beast mode, or just have a hybrid of beast mode and shooting, or just go shooting and barely use the beast mode if you're not a big fan of beast mode.
It is.
Even when you're a beast?
It is.
Amazing.
It is, and there's a couple of reasons why that happens. So first of all, we have
Oh,
really we have spent a lot of time
Look at the
trying
hit
to
damage on
get
the enemy.
atmosphere right, get the kind of the feel
see
of the
the
game right,
damage,
and I
the
think
blood.
this is the most
Oh.
important thing in a game like this because
Holy
to get
moly.
scared, you need to get drawn into the experience. You really need to feel that you are there. You need to focus on the screen. Probably
Hell
dim
yeah.
your lights in your room when you play it, and then when you're
Dim
there,
the lights, get in
every
the
jump
vibe.
scare, every emergent moment, then they can really scare you, right? If you play
For real.
kind of carelessly without paying attention much, then it's hard to scare you. So the first thing that we do is we basically put all of the strings, the music, the visuals to get you into the screen, and then jump scares, emergent behaviors of our
Dude,
of our
I remember.
volatile
I remember this game. And I'm starting to remember when I played where I played this game. So I played this game at my friend's house, and dude, I remember now. I understand why it's called Dying Light, because when it's night, that's when it's really hard at night. You only can see the freaking
eyes, the night predators.
you can only see the
That's
eyes.
actually
The
very
eye.
interesting because
The color
because
of the
how
eyes
they are coded,
are lit up in the
as
night.
developers, we are also getting scared by them. We also don't know what they are going to do because they have not
you only
only
have a
they
little
behave
flashlight
kind of
to see.
like smart beings,
But
very
not
powerful
dynamite.
and scary, but still smart beings. But they're actually designed in a way that sometimes you think they're doing something, they're going in this direction, but sometimes they
hate
just
the
start
light.
twitching and suddenly
piss
turn
them
around,
off.
right? So they constantly keep you on your
And they
toes.
chase you.
And so there's a number of things that
I
we are
remember-
doing
I remember
to-
being
to-
chased
to
by like a
get you
bunch of
scared.
zombies
and the
and-
beast mode doesn't destroy it at all, because still the beast
It just
mode is
amps your anxiety
basically
when you're
time
being chased
limited.
by
You
zombies.
cannot use it all the time. You don't have control for it for a
Makes
very
you
long
nervous.
duration of the game. So of course it is a helper, I would say. It is something that can allow you to get through some difficulties.
Watch out.
But it's a very
Oh, they
scary
burn
game.
with that.
Okay.
Blue
Obviously,
light.
beast mode is major. It's the big deal.
Nice.
Other new things in the game, though. I understand you've got a flamethrower, a grenade launcher.
Absolutely. So
Ooh,
there's a
flamethrower?
bunch of things that we have kind of added
Hell
to the
yeah.
Dying Light experience. So there are vehicles for
host
one.
looks
So
excited, you can tell.
you don't have to
With the
parkour
flamethrower.
everywhere. Sometimes you can just drive. Of course, we
Grenade
are
launcher.
trying to keep the survival feel of the game, so the vehicle can be destroyed. You need to fuel that. So it's not again like a solution to
Ooh.
everything. You mentioned
Nah, right, that looks
flamethrower,
cinematic.
absolutely.
That's the
A
trailer
number of
cinematic right
weapons,
there.
new weapons, saw blade launcher that we have just saw,
Damn.
flamethrower, grenade launcher, a couple
Right,
of
that looks
additional things that we
badass.
have hidden in the game. I generally advise anyone to play the game and really explore it, because when you look behind the corner, if you look like what's hidden here and there, you will find plenty of items, secrets, Easter eggs, and weapons that make the experience more
Easter eggs. I
enjoyable.
love
Do you have
Easter
a
eggs in
personal
video
favorite
games.
among the new weapons?
I think the flamethrower, really, like for some reason, like
The flamethrower.
okay, maybe it's not the first thing that you do in a zombie game, but still a flamethrower zombies kind of makes sense, right? So we have
does
added
make
flamethrower
sense.
now, and it's really like very cool to just hold it. You see a horde of zombies in front of you, you just spray them with fire. I really like that.
Classic. Can't
Yes,
wait for that.
classic.
That's tough.
Absolutely.
Let's see what we have next. Over here.
Streets in search of enemies interrupting day-to-day life. Your roster of Bureau of Anomaly Control agents each have unique abilities to help them explore the city, capitalize on enemy weaknesses, and synergize to unleash devastating attacks. Pre-registration for NTE is open now. Let's take a look at the trailer for NTE.
MTE. Let's check it out. Numbers. Wait, is this the game where it's like an anime / GTA game? I think it is. You could like race, drive cars, like sick cars, but like in an anime world and get stars with GTA. Do with donuts, on fighting. That's pretty sick. It's pretty sick for the big anime fans. I'm not a really big anime guy, but I'm pretty sure how I can see how appealing it could be to the anime community. Whoa, what the hell? That's a very short skirt, man. Goddamn. Neverness to Everness.
The average Cinefix movie list features nearly 100 different films and approximately 25 minutes
Oh,
worth
nice.
of wall-to-wall
Let me
deep
skip this.
dive. 26.
Dude, I just forgot, man. I gotta lower down the freaking audio when I hear some freaking music. I gotta lower the audio when I hear some music, dude, or else I'm cooked. I'm really watching this like it's all regular. Probably got copyright already. Let's skip this. Let's see the games, man. Silent Hill F. Let's go. Let's see the combat on this.
Looking at Silent Hill F. This is the first Silent Hill title for a very long
Dude,
time.
that entity looks
And of course, we
freaking
want to respect
creepy.
the older fans out there, but
The way it
also kind of
moves.
bring in kind of fresh blood. Maybe people who haven't played Silent Hill. And then because of this, we spend a lot of time kind of looking at the classic titles and be like, okay, what's the gameplay that people could expect here? But what's also some gameplay that newer fans might be interested in? And one of the things
Oh,
they really
what
settled
the
on is
hell?
Silent Hill 4 had a very extensive combat system.
Bro,
was
that
also
thing
very
looks scary.
melee focused.
Holy
So from
crap.
here, we basically said, okay, if we're going to do this, we still have to have
Nah, that looks
trademarks of
disturbing.
classic kind of a horror gaming, traditional horror gaming
Bro,
combat.
that's very twisted.
So there's something.
Those things are things that you see in your freaking nightmares.
Things are very
man.
interesting and very similar,
Nah.
which is like distance. If you are closer to someone in a traditional horror game with guns, then it means it's more dangerous, you know? And then because of that, you have
That's
things like kind of
crazy.
aiming, your crosshairs,
Dude,
they have to kind of go in.
look how they walk, and it has a butcher knife.
There's a lot of time, there's a lot of weight. It slows down
Wow.
the entire pacing of the game. So because we settled on
Not gonna lie, dude. I take back what I said about Day and Light. Day and Light is a scary game, but I'm pretty sure it's more fun. But this game right here is a game that I would be scared to play by myself. Like, play by myself at 3 in the morning or at 1 in the morning. Yeah, 1 in the morning. Playing this game at 12 in the morning, 1 in the morning would be freaking scary, dude. I'll be. Yeah.
on melee combat because we wanted to kind of go in a fresh direction. We had to take a lot of these core systems that slowed down the pace, that regulated combat in
It's just creepy ass entities like these.
traditional horror games, and then find an analogy for them
Dude, they look
in our title.
twisted.
So again,
It's just something you will see in
aiming
your
and then
nightmares, man.
crosshairs
At
going
least my
down
nightmares.
is kind of like our focus meter.
Very twisted. Ooh. Dude, and don't tell me when you walk in certain rooms you see some creepy writings and stuff. Some creepy writings. Some creepy pop-ups. Oh no, this game Silent Hill F is gonna scare the shit out of you. I could tell. It's made to scare the shit out of you, pretty much.
Again, there's precedence for this.
Very
we look
thrilling.
back to Silent Hill 3, Heather. Again, not the biggest character out.
And right here, you don't play as a badass. You play as a regular Japanese girl, Japanese high school girl. I'm just saying that by her uniform.
They're not full of muscles, kind of deal. So again, we look to her for a lot of
So
inspiration.
you're not really a freaking badass. You only have like what, a little stick. And you see a monster, you hit him with the stick. Get away!
And on the combat
Back
side, you notice
off!
we focused on two major things. One is that you don't feel like a superhero. There's a lot of fighting, there's a lot of combat, but it shouldn't feel like
damn.
you're just one-shotting everything. You're just crazy overpowered.
Look at the mouth on that thing. That thing is missing his mouth.
Honestly, it's always a fight for
Dude, that's creepy. I'm telling you, this is the type of boss enemies that you see in your nightmares, dude.
survival. It's tense.
The most
You have to
horrific
pick your fights very
looking-
carefully because you have limited resources here. And at the same time, we've took a lot of effort in designing her emotions, all the animations. So
Knuckle.
it's like she's struggling. These are heavy weapons. She's flailing wildly. It's less about skill and more about survival. And I hope the players can kind of see that through the way that she acts and then her motions.
That looks crazy. Can't leave? Door's locked? What would you say to fans who would prefer a more traditional Silent Hill approach to the combat? Oh, they're trying a new traditional? I mean, a newer system?
Hi,
The old traditional?
So for those types of players, we have the type of experience in the form of a difficulty setting called story
Nice.
mode.
She uses she uses a rusty pipe, but in the earlier shot she was using a katana. That'd be nice if she knows how to use a katana.
For
Slice
players who
those
want that type of
creatures.
experience, we would like to recommend
Man,
the
those
story
look creepy.
mode difficulty.
Oh, dude, this one right here, dude. This one's the most disturbing one, bruh. What the? What is that thing? Ah. Dude, how did they come up with this? Oh my god. How does the sanity system work? And what are the effects? What Hinako's sanity runs out. Oh. So it has a sanity system? Like you're going insane and you start seeing more and more stuff? That's crazy. Let me down the music here. I don't want to get copyrighted.
So again, for the sanity system, this is one of the support mechanics for the game.
Oh.
And as we said before, we want to put the game in a more action-based focus, but again,
Yeah.
we don't want to alienate kind of classic Silent Hill players or players who might not be as familiar with action games. So sanity system, what it allows you to do is, for instance, there are counters in the game and you have to kind of grab the right timing for it. But by expending this resource, it kind of slows everything down. It slows the pace of the game down so that players are able to easier grasp this thing or execute stronger moves. So a good analogy is in classic traditional range-based horror games, you have to wait for the crosshair to shrink before you get maximum damage, and again, that slows the pacing of the game down. For us, the focus is kind of the same deal with using the Sandy system. It's like,
damn, he got him.
Okay, I'm really trying to pay attention to the monster here. Until my gauge fills up, I can unleash a stronger, like a headshot attack. But in the middle, if they decide to attack me, then I have a much stronger window to basically counter back. So it's there to really regulate the pace of the gameplay.
Dude, these developers are next level.
And to kind of help the player.
They're thinking like 5-dimensional, like if we do this, we'll get this effect.
Defeat combat easier.
They're trying everything.
It's my home too.
They're thinking outside the box. That's what I'm trying to say. They're thinking outside the box.
Everything's changed.
Oh.
The halls, the
bunch of socks.
doors.
Look at this scene. Oh, look at that hair. That looks nasty. That hair right there. It's like the scalp. I think they just cut the scalp of some woman's head.
Changed.
Woman's hair. Ah. What traditional Silent Hill gameplay elements can we expect to see in the game? Bro, this game is pretty scary. I think Silent Hill F. Silent Hill F. I think there was another game too called Demounted. I forgot what's it called. Silent Hill F, the Demounted game. What other games? Dude, there's been so many horror games
that longtime fans can
Silent
expect
Hill
from this
F
game are
one of the top
types
ones.
of elements that you would expect from
like
traditional
really
Silent Hill
scary.
games, like the environment, the graphics, the storytelling.
Not just really
all
scary,
those
but it's a very
traditional
good game.
elements,
Silent Hill, it's
players
always
players can expect to
has
find
always been
those.
very popular.
And
The
for this
PlayStation
game,
2
the
era.
core aspect of the game's narrative focuses around the protagonist Hinako and her struggles of trying to fight the societal oppression that women face. So for this game, players can follow her journey and follow along her path towards trying to fight back against such types of suppression.
The phone ringing. Ring. You answer. All you hear is a creepy noise. We got 7 days to live.
So from there, yes, again, if you try out the story mode, you'll be able to follow her journey up very much up.
Right. This scene right here looks creepy, dude. She sees herself
up close.
She runs into herself in a room.
Because it's the newest game in a very long kind of running series.
I mean, that has been done before, but that's pretty. I like that. I like when they do that.
For us, the most important things is to go back and grab the atmosphere.
Grab the knife.
Like that classic tension and dread.
Wow.
The kind of not knowing what's around the corner. Like, I think.
Dude, the atmosphere is very creepy. It's very peaceful, very tranquility. But then when you see when you see the shadows, creatures lurking right there, when it's all misty,
the atmosphere.
It gets creepy.
Silent Hill is something very unique that no other game has, so we spend a lot of time.
It turns into a very creepy
fans
setting.
Would kind of recognize this, not just from the gameplay, but also from there's some story deep cuts. I think some longtime fans.
And she's by herself. That's the crazy part. You saw some humans there.
Might pick up
but
on
they
it
don't
and
really
enjoy.
come out.
But then, just like in the beginning of the game, as you're walking down the hill, the empty kind of town might seem familiar to some longtime fans. So some things aren't very direct, for instance, but we try to make a lot of things in the game that would feel at home to a lot of these longtime fans.
Nice.
With that in mind, today's a bit too extraordinary.
Whoa. So when is Silent Hill F? It's coming out in February, I think. February 2026.
Yes, Silent Hill F will be coming out in September 25th on the Xbox
September?
platforms, PS5, Steam, Epic Store, and Microsoft Windows.
Who are you?
September? Isn't that next month? August, September. So next month? That's wild.
Just die.
Just die.
Massive thanks there to Okamoto-san and Al Yang for answering my questions. Now, one thing I want to bring up is something they told me off camera, and that is that the gameplay of Silent Hill F is actually cyclical, and that there are multiple endings that you can unlock through repeated play. And also
nice.
that as you play, you can
Nice. That makes it
unlock
better.
new skills and strengths for Hinako.
giant monster
That means
just
if
showed
you
up.
start on story difficulty and then play on harder difficulties, you'll have experience from the playtime before, and Hinako will be slightly.
Dude, it's crazy that you're an innocent innocent young girl just trying to hit a big old monster.
Slightly stronger than before.
That makes it
This is a
scary.
game that's meant to
Because
be
you know you're not a
replayed
badass.
multiple times, so there is no shame
You
in
just- you know
starting
you're
the
just a
game
regular
on
human
story mode,
trying to face a
experiencing that
demonic-
classic Silent Hill story, and then going in
demonic
and
blubber,
experiencing some of that
giant blubber.
harder combat.
Fat blubber.
Anyway, hopefully this has calmed your fears a little bit, but for more about Silent Hill F,
Pretty
stay
good,
tuned
man.
to
Silent
us
Hill F
here at
looks good.
Gamescom 2025.
Nice. Damn, dude. Dying Light, The Beast, Silent Hill F. So far, those games have been looking
We're here at
very
Gamescom
promising.
2025, and at Gamescom 2025, there's
Promising
been some games that are
games
long
coming.
overdue. Like Hollow Knight Silk Song is the prime example, but we've got to see another one that's been coming for a very long time, and that's a sci-fi horror game called Routine. Matt, tell us about
They got the Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater pose on the top right there.
Routine.
That looks
Dale,
cool.
this is from a studio called Luna Software. They're basically 3 people working out of a room in Manchester.
Yeah.
And they've been working on this for like a decade.
In space? Dead Space? Is this the space game? Is this Chronos?
We saw it way back around 2013. It's since gone through, I think, like 2 engine upgrades. It's gone from Unreal 3 to 5.
Nice, look at that graphics.
It is a first-person sci-fi kind
Whoa.
of horror game.
Oh.
But it feels unlike any horror game I've played before. It's like real slow burn, kind of like eerie atmosphere, not kind of a jump scare game at all.
No, I mean, the trailers make it look like it's perhaps more horror, and it might be like in the full game, it might have way more horror elements. But what we saw was way.
Dude, so many horror games coming out this year. It's crazy. So many horror games.
More of like a style piece. So this game is like full of 80s VHS aesthetic, really. That's what they're going for.
Nice. That's what the vibe it gave me. It looked 80s.
Yeah,
So it is
absolutely.
80s.
I think Alien Isolation is going to be the thing that I think immediately comes
Retro.
to mind. It
Look
uses
at that. Oh, that's
a lot
cool.
of that kind of analog VHS, a lot
You
of
got the VHS
interfaces
camera.
that have that old school retro sci-fi kind of appeal to it.
Yeah.
You can tell that the guy that
That's
was kind of
cool,
the lead
dude.
on the team is obsessed with like 1980s technology. He wants all of those kind of clicky buttons and sort of clanky interfaces. And you really see that by the fact that like the main tool that you use throughout this game is called the CAT, the Cosmonaut Assistance Tool.
That's the
And
thing.
it kind of looks like a gun. It's like a big sort of thing that you have in your hand, but it's got a camera module on
Yeah.
it. It basically looks like you're
not a
carrying
gun?
around a Walkman attached to an old 80s camera,
What the-
attached to various other kind of things. It's weird in the way that like it might be a weapon slash tool slash hacking device, but it almost works. Do you get what I mean by it's almost like a flight sim in the way that every button on it you manually have to press, you have to manually slide things into it to use it as part of the environment.
The same scene again and again. Cat.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, we're talking about the VHS aesthetic.
Show
That's
some
not just a
gameplay,
visual
man.
like screen thing. It's also the idea of like the way that cartridges load in, the way you add power and elements. There's all these flipping mechanical hinges and actual like buttons. My favorite thing when you talk about the developer who's obsessed with this aesthetic is when he was talking about designing UI elements. Like, how do we get it so this game has no UI or intention to have no UI, and so it's all about being in the environment, teaching the player where to press buttons, what to do. And I floated the idea of like, oh, maybe you could have an LED light around the button. He was like, absolutely not. Did not want that at all. He wants to stay true to that aesthetic.
Yeah, it is like it feels really authentic to that time. Of course, the idea is that you're on this kind of lunar base, and it's can really only be described as kind of an American mall,
Yeah.
but set on the moon.
It's
as
so
if-
strange.
It's set in the 90s, but it's as if in the 1980s we colonized the moon and created this area.
Right.
And basically you're exploring it, you're trying to figure out really what's happened. Everything has clearly gone to hell in a handbasket. I'm kind of getting a Soma vibe to it, like you're on your own, and rather than it being a horror game that is about kind of like shooting.
Hold on. Let me adjust my camera here. My camera freaking went off. The camera's off. Let me see. Display. Video capture. There we go. Hell yeah. Nice. Let me get a little closer. Yeah, because my other camera, I'm using my iPhone. I was using my iPhone, and it freaking went out on me.
Zombies or outrunning monsters. It's much more about kind of figuring out what happened here. That's not to say that there aren't enemies. There are these kind of robots that are stationed around this kind of shopping center.
Hell, it's a robot?
And you're trying to find your way through to find different items, essentially keys to unlock the next section of the map, while these robots are kind of on patrol. And when I say they're on patrol, most of the time they kind of sit around
looks kind of
not
interesting.
doing a lot. But then
I like it since it's the
triggers
80s.
in the
I was
environment,
like
so
80s
you're
type
passing
of
in front of them,
environment.
and then suddenly they start chasing you.
They
Then
should
it becomes-
definitely, dude. I just recently played Mafia: The Old Country. It was very good. I liked it. But then I remember before I still always wanted a mafia game set in the 80s. Set in the 80s. Maybe start with the late 70s, and the whole game would be in the whole 80s, and then finish it off in the late 90s, in the late early 90s. That would be a solid Mafia game right there. Solid. Okay, let me continue this.
Then it becomes a little bit closer
But
to
yeah,
something
this is
like
the 80s
Alien
right here.
Isolation, or maybe a bit like the Stalker enemies that we've spoken about that are in Resident Evil this year.
Sure. I'd say the big difference there is though those stalkers are you can often outrun, and
Let's
when
see what
you've
we got
made
next.
space you're free. But
We should talk
routine
about
seems
this
to have
game.
this really clever system that they described to us, which has a bunch of robots that are lined up that aren't
Let's
active.
skip a little bit more.
So like just
like outran it down a corridor and
I wanna
got
see
into
more
the next
gameplay.
room,
Right there
and
looks
in that
cool.
room was another robot, and so the AI leaps out of the brain of the robot that was chasing me into the
It
one
gives
that's
me a
now in front of
Terminator
me,
vibes.
and suddenly now I have to kind of
Because they
work
got
on my feet
robots
and get
and he's
away.
against a robot.
Of course, the
In
C-80
Skynet.
device is a weapon to some degree. All it does is overload them, temporarily disable them, and use a hell of a lot of battery in the process.
That's it, yeah.
So there's a lot of kind of like that management of your resources in a way, because it's all the battery power, but sort of management of the space and making sure you're using the station effectively.
It reminds me of
I
that
think very
game that
much like
wasn't there an Alien game that's like set in the 80s? It was like in the 80s and stuff.
it indicates through the way that you can crouch and you can look under things, you can lean around.
I forgot
areas.
what it's called.
It's very much about analyzing the
It really
space
reminds
before
me
you
of this
do anything
game.
within it.
Kind of looks like a sequel for it.
And interestingly, like we touched on earlier, they're trying to use UI completely, and what that's resulted in is computer screens that look like 80s computer screens, really, that you hack
It
into.
does
and
look
then
like
you
80s,
control, and
everything.
Then your right stick,
205 kilobytes. Damn, the memory it needs. So the computer they're using on, it only has like what, 800 megabytes.
assume if you're playing on controller, controls like the mouse on screen, and then you're actually using a computer.
The RAM of
monitor
this
as well
computer is
to
using
get the
800
necessary
megabytes.
information you need to get about the environment that you're in. It's very
That's
clever.
crazy.
Yeah, so one of the
Using
things I think
kilobytes
was
right here.
interesting about that is
Don't
there
worry.
is a sequence where you need to get through a door. And this is very, very classic kind of any video game, right? You need to find
The
the key
soda.
codes to get through the door.
The VHS.
For
Everything's
this,
so
you
80s.
could
I like
open
it.
up the
Damn.
emails, and you could get to the point where
Look at even the OS. John Cooper office. Dude, it is they are trying to copy Terminator. Look at the guy's name's John Cooper.
a key code displayed.
John
But all
Connor,
it did
John
was it
Cooper.
showed you the numbers on
Sorry.
screen, and you needed
Excuse
to
me.
work out what the person before you in this world had typed in.
Yeah.
The way you did that was that you used a module in the cat that put a UV filter over the camera,
Work
so
in
you could see
progress,
where
now
kind of
represented
like the
font.
blood stains were
Oh, and this is not even the actual game. This is just the
on the screen.
demo.
But obviously, because the UI can move and you can literally move the windows around it, you had to then
Cat
line
manuals.
up the kind of UI that have got the control panel over where those fingerprints were, and then work out, okay,
So that thing is not a gun? It's not really a gun, but it's something this guy uses to like deactivate the robots. That's what
if this
that's
person
what
had
it
got
looks
blood
like.
on their fingers, where would they have put the blood first, and the blood would have worn off their fingers as they tapped in, and that's how you worked out the order of the code.
Yeah, that's not the
Tap it
actual
in, door
gameplay.
opens,
That's the
robots behind door.
that's a
terror
demo with a
ensues.
little bit of
I would
cinematics
say
in it.
the short demo that we had,
I see.
felt, we were under a bit of constraint because we got a short appointment.
Nowhere to
But I
speed.
really think this is the
I'll be back
game
right
that
now.
you're going to want
Give
to
me a
sink
minute.
your teeth into. Like, you're really going to want to take your time and explore these environments. There's not hints, there's not waypoints. It's really about exploring the environment and working out where to go next, and really taking your time, which, in a world of the modern like Call of Duty games where everything's about going as fast as possible. It's quite refreshing.
It's very hardcore in that way.
Yeah.
You know, it is a game designed for people to fully immerse themselves in. And I think you're right. Like, we only got to play for about 25 minutes, which I don't think was anywhere near long enough to even really get to grips with how the gun worked. You know, when I say that you manually have to press every switch, you literally, to move it from one module to another, have to press a button to hold the gun in front of you, rotate it, push the button that you want, rotate the gun back, then stare down its kind of camera module or whatever. I think it probably will take about 2 or 3 hours to really get to grips with how all that works and how even like the UI system that runs all the way through it, because there are these constant computer terminals that you can hack into because you're a software engineer is part of what your like, character can do. I think that is going to take a long time to understand, on top of the idea that the objectives simply do not explain themselves to you.
Yeah. One thing we haven't really touched on, and probably the last thing we should mention, is I didn't get to actually hear the game. So I was watching you play through the game, but you were playing it with headphones on. And I get the impression that the sound is particularly impactful.
Yeah, it's got that real, if you watch the trailers, you'll see how that VHS aesthetic is also represented in the music as well.
Yeah.
Like these ambient sounds and kind of like underlying kind of melodies. I hesitate to say melodies. It's not that sort of game. It doesn't have
drones.
Yeah. It's got that real. I'd say Alien Isolation is probably a good point to put it. But then you've also got like the real distinct mechanical sounds of these robots that are kind of stalking you through the facilities when you've woken them up. And they also have this. You'll notice in the trailer they can kind of like reach out and grab you, and they've got this weird kind of like face kind of module that opens up with teeth in it. And when they do that, they kind of make very strange. You can hear like almost like the tape reels inside them getting chewed up and like falling out of place. It's unsettling in a way that I don't see this as a game where you're going to be in action sequences, probably for not much more than maybe 10% of the entire game. But I think at all points you're going to feel like unnerved, unsettled. In that way, a lot like what Soma was.
Yeah. Oh, it's very exciting, and I think we get to play it quite soon as well. Like, it's coming out later this year. Can you believe it? We're getting Silksong and we're getting Routine. They're finally coming out. What's next? Star Citizen? I don't know. Like, we're gonna get something else. But anyway, make sure you keep watching IGN's coverage of Gamescom 2025.
All right. I think that was done.
This is
That was it
Gamescom
of
Studio on IGN. This is the biggest gaming event on the planet. It's bigger every year. Here to tell us a little bit about how it comes together, Stefan Heikhaus, director of Gamescom events for the German Games Industry Association. Welcome.
Thank you, Dan.
So congrats, another big successful Gamescom.
I think I seen this guy in the.
I've been coming to the show for a long time.
In a meme. He said he doesn't play games. He's not a gamer. This guy's not a gamer.
In the US where I'm from. What's your sort of like take?
Which is fine.
What's new with Gamescom?
But then again, you know, your industry is games, so you gotta at least play.
In 2019, there were 700.
You gotta see what the product is, nah? I don't know if I'm right.
Yeah, so.
I mean, I would if I was him. I would play games.
Since 17
gotta
years,
know what the hell.
17 years, and it's only Saturday morning, so still 2 days to go. And there will be a couple of 10,000 fans which are just waiting to come inside.
Skip the interview.
And yes,
sorry, dude.
Gamescom
I want to watch the games.
Is not about
you got platformers
next. It's about looking at trends and turning them into immersive,
okay, I'm gonna go right here.
Great
here it is.
Experiences for consumers.
Over here at Gamescom 2025, but my feet are starting to hurt. I wish I had a Digirunner vehicle like the ones you can use to explore Kairos in Borderlands 4. You can
Borderlands 4, my
bad.
Borderlands 3. I'm not a Borderlands
almost
guy,
anywhere, and it's got some powerful features like a front-mounted turret to make quick work of enemies, customizable handling via unlockable hover drives, plus...
Dude, I remember being a freshman, some dude, I think he was like a senior, or I don't know. He was like more older than me. He's all telling me, dude, play Borderlands. Do you have Borderlands? Borderlands.
Eye-catching aesthetics with
and just for that one reason, I never played Borderlands.
Collectible cosmetics. If you ever get lost on your adventures, you can always count on your loyal drone Echo 4 to give you the best path across Kairos at the press of a button. Echo 4 also lets you upgrade your ammo capacity and change your Vault Hunter's appearance anywhere, anytime. As you travel around Kairos...
Why does it look like Apex?
Keep an eye out for points of interest that you can claim for your Crimson Resistance, loosening the Timekeeper's grip on the planet. Once you've wiped out nearby enemies, you can reclaim places like safe houses to expand your fast travel options, or silos with decommissioned order communications balloons that let you take to the sky, scope out your next target, and help you find those elusive vault key fragments. And as always, you won't have to venture into the unknown all by yourself. You can play solo or team up with friends to bring your own flavor of chaos to Kairos. Borderlands 4 supports up to 4-player co-op online on all platforms, or 2-player split-screen couch co-op on PS5 and Xbox Series consoles. If any of your friends are on different platforms, you can rest easy. Crossplay is supported across all.
So you could play the story with 4 players? That's tough.
All platforms, including instanced loot for each player, dynamic level scaling, individual difficulty settings, and the ability to fast travel directly to your co-op.
The Borderlands fans are eating good. They're gonna eat good with this one.
Squad. You can keep the party together and unleash chaos throughout the whole campaign.
You can explore Kairos to your heart's content when Borderlands 4 comes to PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S on September 12th, and Nintendo Switch 2 on October 3rd.
Damn. Nice. On PC. I mean, I'm pretty sure.
What's up, everybody? Damon here on the show floor at Gamescom. I'm here with David Mervick, narrative director on Reanimal. So let's talk about Reanimal. This is a spiritual successor to Little Nightmares 1 and 2.
You know what? It reminds me, what happened to that game, the I Am Jesus Christ game, the video game. They actually made a Jesus Christ video game, but they just announced it. They just released a trailer. I'm not sure if it's a parody. Sorry, I'm not sure if it's a parody. The I Am Jesus Christ one, because if they actually do one, a game like that, I don't know what to think about it. I'll probably give it a try. And if it is like how the video says, like you're learning Jesus Christ's word by playing the game, then I think it's not really blasphemy. I think it's a really good game. Well, we'll see.
Horror, some stealth, completely played single player or cooperatively.
The Lamb.
It definitely has some similarities to Little Nightmares, but how would you say it differs?
I mean, there's lots that's different, really. This is like a shared screen co-op game, which we've never made before. Yeah. We really felt that there needed to be this kind of game out in the world. So we did a lot of work on the directed shared camera. And of course, doing like single player couch co-op and online co-op.
Very Tim Burton
challenge for us, but definitely one we thought was worth making.
Reminds me of Tim Burton.
And also, these are older kids, and they've gone through a lot harder stuff. So it's a darker tale. It's a lot more violence. I use that word quite a lot whenever kind of making decisions as far as story and stuff like that goes.
Sure,
I'm saying there's.
So I think
been
the
a lot
premise
of
is that a young brother and sister are traveling through a very hellish landscape trying to rescue their friends, right? Yeah. So as the narrative director, what was this?
Dude, this one's a fever dream nightmare right here. And I like it. This one looks like, look how they're waiting for the bus.
Story you wanted to tell here. And how did you want to tell
crazy.
It? Really, it's a story about
animation is really good here. The art,
survival, like what kids have to go through just to survive in this world. Having grown up in a nice way, something just goes on with these kids that they need to confront, and the first thing they need to do is find each other and escape.
Wow, look at them in the trenches.
Trying to survive, they're solving some puzzles, but I believe there's also some room for exploration in the game. Is that right?
There is, yeah. You get around by boat and on foot, and we always like to leave little tidbits on the side for people, who want to find out a little bit more about the story, or just those collector hounds, people who want every mask, every collectible.
The art style is like Tim Burton.
And there'll be a few little treats for those that collect everything.
How would you compare the spookiness level to that of Little Nightmares? Is it about the same? Is it scarier?
There's a lot of animals.
Well, we never really judged
enemy animals in here.
Little Nightmares. It's more about we always find the core of what we want to do. Like, what's the core of the world? What's the core of the story? And that kind of tells what the game demands to be. With this, it was a darker tale, and we wanted these kids to have really gone through something that they need to kind of reconcile with. And so that just kind of makes it be a certain way, you know what I mean? And like I say, the term violence is always coming through, and same as being scared together. So
the game it's nearly here. How are you feeling?
Look at here's Gamescom in the background. Everybody trying out the demos.
Constantly working. Everything has been locked.
Or the game journalists and
so many little things to polish in terms of content, and some little surprises we're putting in. But it is great because it's been such a long time for the team to see this thing actually out there in front of people.
Oh, that's a vampire game right there.
I was saying to you only slightly earlier that I'm genuinely pleased and surprised by the reactions we're getting. It's yeah, it's lovely.
It almost doesn't feel real. I've been waiting for this game for quite a long time.
Oh, have you?
I have indeed.
I dare say some of us has been waiting a little longer, but we're just as
Metal Gear
pleased as
Solid
you are
Snake
that it's
Eater. I want to see
nearly
that.
here.
I want to see the gameplay of that one.
Releasing October 21st. October, of course, the month of darkness, very appropriate for
this-
Vampire the Masquerade.
Right there.
Yeah,
in
this is Vampire the
Spooktober,
Masquerade.
everybody.
This is the
All
one.
right, now, for those who haven't been following,
whoa.
this is an action-forward, shall we say,
Bloodsuck.
RPG.
This one
set
and
in
Dawn
Seattle,
Walker are
and
the
you play
two
a
vampire games
but
that
it
are
turns
coming
out
out
not just
that I know.
one vampire, actually. So speak on that.
So I think it's been known for quite a while that you will be playing an elder vampire as the protagonist, and that vampire has a character, has a background, but it's not very well defined. You as a player get to choose a lot of the aspects of the character.
Everybody's vampires.
Very much how you role play and how you present that legend to
Oh, that
the
was
other.
sick.
You get to choose very much
Hold
how
on.
you role play and
Look how it holds the weapon. Let me lower the speed here.
how you present that legend to the other. Very much how you role play and
Look at how he holds the weapon.
how you present that legend.
That's cool. It's in the air. Nah, that's
to
crazy.
The other
Oh.
in Seattle, and that's.
I mean, you do play as a freaking vampire, bro. Like,
That's our kind of main
crazy.
protagonist. However,
Damn,
again, it's been
look
out
at that,
there for
dude.
quite a while. There is a voice in Fire's head, a character called Fabian, and it's become clear over the last few days.
That's crazy.
Fabian,
I think that's where you get bit by a vampire, or what?
in your head, your guy.
Do you get the scene when you get bit by a vampire? Cause oh man, I messed it up. Cause that's what it looked like.
To Seattle, a much younger vampire, only 100 years
That's
old.
what it looked like, pretty
He's
much.
a Malkavian. He's a detective.
I was not in control.
And you actually get to play some of his story as well, and that's kind of interleaved with the action RPG. Fabian is not an action guy. He's an investigator. He's a
this is
curious
crazy.
gumshoe detective. That's what he thinks he is. Whether he is or not remains to be seen. So we mix those two stories together. And they all
he uses the
build
Force
to
like a
make
Jedi.
much bigger story.
I like
and
that.
It's been a juggling act
Spider
of jigsaw pieces.
and snapper
to make
neck.
it all work.
Oh, dude, it's brutal.
Could you put a proportion?
Nah, that's
on
brutal,
how
bro.
much you're
These guys
playing
are
as Fabian and
psychos.
how much you're playing as Fire?
Not in hours very easily, but
How much you're
Dude, look at that
playing?
in the middle.
Could you put a proportion on how much you're playing as Fabian and how much you're playing as Fire?
I thought she said something else.
not in hours very
But she
very
said,
easily. But
how
what
much
I
blood
will
can you
say
take?
is most
How much blood
vampires
the
do
vampire
not
can conceive?
dream. We have Fire's story over several nights in Seattle.
So all these guys are vampires.
And
Look at,
after each night, of course,
they're about to take a
she
vintage
or he
picture.
goes to a haven, lies down, and
Damn.
goes to sleep. And at that point, a dream happens.
Wow, finally a vampire.
And Fabian's
I think this game
story
looks
kicks in, or Fabian's memory.
Vampire
kicks
the
in.
Masquerade.
So we've interleaved it pretty much equally in story between time with Fire,
Damn.
time seeing what happened to Fabian maybe 9 or 10 days ago, or maybe even older than
Fabian?
that. So the two are, it's a
Pauly.
balancing act.
What the hell? That guy looks like
And the whole thing
the
builds
Hunchback from Notre
together,
Dame,
like I said, to make a much
but the
bigger
vampire version.
story.
Okay, back to Fire. Now, in the world of darkness, elder vampires can do some pretty wild stuff. How does that translate to the disciplines, the abilities you're going to have?
Translates very well. Vampire the Masquerade, of course, has.
Dude, I think this one,
kindred.
Vampire the Masquerade. Well, you know what? I'm not even gonna say nothing. I was about to say this one looks more better than that, but nah, I'm not gonna say that. I ain't gonna say. But this one right here intrigues me more than the other vampire game, the Dawn Walker. Or maybe I gotta see more Dawn Walker gameplay. But wow, I'm
Clans.
impressed by this
There
one
are
too.
many of them. We all have our personal favorites.
very dark.
And each clan has an affinity for a certain set.
Oh my bad, I have it on load. I haven't lowered. I just realized.
of disciplines and the powers inside those disciplines. The Vendru, my personal favorite, for example, are masters of dominate, power to control minds, possess others.
Whoa.
Potence, celerity, very
That's
fast,
cool.
very strong. In the game,
you have
the same is true. You will choose
traits.
your clan, and you will have an affinity for a set of powers, and those discipline powers.
Nice, look at dominate, potence, oblivion
are available to you. Now, fire is an elder kindred. Fire has been around for centuries. When fire awakes, they're maybe not feeling it.
The hell, they move so weird.
But even a weak elder is still an elder vampire. They outclass a mortal considerably. So, as part
is it because he's a vampire and he moves in low frames per second?
What the Fire's journey?
What the
You'll choose Fire's clan, get your discipline powers, and then you can start to decide how to customize your approach to powers in the game.
Dude, lately I've been seeing so many mannequins in video games. I don't know, it's only been me. I seen in Expedition 33, the mannequins, the puppets. What other games? Alright, I can't think of other games, but I don't know. I feel like I've been seeing mannequins on. I think I saw a mannequin in the earliest game here.
With, or learning others from other vampire clans that you meet as part of the play.
All right. I was curious.
Maybe it's because
the, clans
those
with,
are
like, mastery ratings.
The mannequins to game design, probably.
Effectively, from a gameplay point of view, it's we think that one is going to be easier for maybe somebody new to the game to cope with, because something like the Bruja, for example, it's a straightforward idea. You go and beat people until they fall over, or you rip a bit off. But with the approach to each clan's interpretations of fire is probably a starting point. Each clan choice and each initial set of powers, which, as Jason says, are way above mortal. And
look how he holds the knife, dude. He levitates the knife.
Each of them has a different approach and a different tactical approach in terms of combat.
Because those regular people?
All about fire is all about destroying people, about effort, getting their way through them. But that doesn't necessarily mean they punch everybody to death.
Dude, that's crazy. You play like a straight
Ventru,
villain.
You puppet others to do that for you.
Straight psychos.
Or if you do Banu Hakim.
That's why I said, oh, he made him snap his own neck. Oh, dude.
Blood magic at distance. So the level and the gameplay of the maps are designed in such a way that you can play a very different approach to how
the mannequin fights.
Yeah, away from the messiness of combat.
Dude, this one,
World of Darkness,
holy crap.
The vampires, is all about like politics and intrigue and betrayal and treachery. Like, how does that manifest in the way someone's going to play your game?
So, we have a political situation here.
Dude, why did I get vampire vibes from this guy right here? I don't know who this guy is, man. I don't want to disrespect this guy, but
elder, a powerful playing.
Maybe because he's been developing the game so much.
What's already a boiling pot, to mix my metaphors.
He's feeling a little vamp.
He's
feeling like a vamp.
Point of view is that unlike something like
so this game is going to be for vamps.
Kind of Paragon Renegade approach.
It's going to be people like Playboy Cardi.
Every character, all
just
of
to
the
live your vampire simulation
fire talks to have an opinion about fire. So if fire presents themselves as I am the mighty elder and you will do my bidding, you will respect my authority, then some vampires will, oh yes, that's fine, but some will, that it'll make them bristle, it'll make them treat them differently, and each of them has a different set of opinions. So you can roleplay fire as this incredibly strong.
It's kind of cool because you run into other vampires
everybody will listen
and how
to
they're
what
just
you say, but
they're just adapting in the city, how they stay low key,
or persuade them, convince them, which means that you get into
maybe that's why it's called the Masquerade. I'm gonna predict it. The only gameplay and information that I'm getting will be from Gamescom. For some games that I'm interested in, I don't want to look into it. Like say like GTA 6. Like GTA 6 is one of those games I really want to play, but I'm not gonna watch a bunch of YouTube dissecting the details. And I used to back then with GTA 5, but now, nah, dude, don't do it. Just wait. Maybe watch a little bit like this Gamescom, watch the trailers, and that's it. Don't watch people dissecting the video like hours and hours. It just kills the game for you for sure.
The politics of balancing all these characters, and
so this type of game right here.
That, but it also means you end up in situations.
If I would have played this game, I already could tell it's gonna be a banger. So I'm not gonna see no more gameplay. Just from here, maybe see some trailers here and there, and that's it.
Situations like here is a room full of 3 or 4 vampires. and they ask you publicly a question. And you have to decide, well, I could choose that line, and then that person or that person will really respect that, but those two are going to hate it. So there's this constant political game going on on top of everything else.
Check this out of the chat.
There are, in fact, more specific kindred politics that fans of Vampire the Masquerade, the role-playing game, will be familiar with. There is and was a prince. There is a sheriff. There are powerful vampires with hidden agendas.
Thanks to IGN.
And they all want things from Fire. And part of Fire's
journey
along these nights in Seattle is to figure out the intricate structure of politics in the city.
Everybody looks emo.
Kindred? Can any of them trust me? And how do I decide?
Okay, asking for a friend. Certain vampires are known as like romantic sorts. Is there romance in your game? And what does it even mean for a 300-year-old vampire?
That's a very interesting question.
Can Kindred love? The answer is yes, but...
There are definitely characters who you can get quite involved with, and we spent some quality time in the sound booth with the actors. Let's put it that way.
I see.
That these vampires could be 300 years old? Damn.
And it was an experience for all involved.
And that's all you have to say on that.
Damn. So we got, all right, the Beast. Same thing with the Beast. You got these super melees. It's the same thing with this game, with Vampire the Masquerade. Dude, that's sick. We're gonna have some cool ass melee attacks now.
That's phenomenal.
I think it would be much more fun for your audience and more amusing for us if they discover for themselves what happens when kindred decide to romance one another.
All right, there you have it. Those were all the gory details from Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Jason.
It was interesting.
Thank you for watching here on the Gamescom
Vampire the Masquerade
stage. Stick around for much more from Gamescom 2025.
I would say I'm very easily influenced on games. Like right there, I was very, since it's over. I already woke up from the enchantment. I think it was an enchantment for me.
Games, movies, shows, and everything in
between. That's cool. That's cool. Let me
Inspection VR. Engage.
Nice, a VR game. Ready for a VR game. So far we had Deadpool VR.
One of the most exciting announcements at this year's opening night live was Valor Mortis, a first-person Souls-like game from One More Level. And I'm here to talk to the game's director, Radoslav, all about the game. Now,
I forgot about this game.
A first-person Souls-like?
I saw it on day 2.
It's basically our new approach to this genre because, you know, we are creators of Ghost Runner.
Oh yeah, I remember it's in the Civil War.
It's also visible here. You have
the Revolution.
On the one hand, you have gameplay mechanics that are kind of familiar for the Souls-like genre, like stamina-based combat.
So this is a Souls-like game? They say
checkpoint system, and of course interconnected levels. There are some Metroidvania elements in our game. You're unlocking new abilities. You will be revisiting some locations and unlocking some new paths, new secrets.
You dodge, you
and
parry,
on top
attack.
Of that, you have this DNA of Ghost Runner, the pure action, excitement, and we think that we are pushing this genre forward a little bit.
Oh, what the hell is that thing?
Stagnation,
what the
and we would like to push it forward a little bit.
Yes, there are far too many third-person Souls-likes, and seeing the Souls-like formula injected into a first-person game is very refreshing, but I do wonder how stuff like the dodging mechanics work. For instance, in Dark Souls, you have rolls with iframes and stuff. How does dodging work in first person? I presume there's no rolls, because that would get very confusing.
That's true, that's true. There are no rolls, but we have iframes.
Dude, I'm still thinking about that vampire game. Freak, dude, that vampire game was pretty psycho.
The fans of Dark Souls and other games, other Souls-likes, I mean, it's the mechanic that is very crucial. I mean, when you are dodging, we are indicating it to the players with this
trippy
kind
mask.
of on-screen effects and the sound cue, so you know where these iframes are clicking exactly. So you can feel it basically without.
I kind of don't get this game right here
because you know
it's kind of odd. You're in a Civil War.
You are the hero. You are not observing your character fighting. You are basically feeling that the tension, the immersion is much higher.
Let me turn up. My bad. Let me turn up the audio
from the enemy. When you dodge the bullet by the inches, it's also something very special for the players, and we think it's something refreshing breath
Look
of
at that
fresh
shield.
air
You got
for the
shot.
Souls-likes.
Yeah,
Now
it
you're
definitely
down.
does. And there is
You're
a
surrounded.
fresh mechanic, really, where you are balancing,
He's
it
probably
looks
gonna have a
like
beast.
pistol play with sword play.
He's gonna
How does
have a
this
beast,
mechanic
yeah.
work? The kind of parrying system, is it, or a finisher move?
Oh, it's quite complex. I mean, we have this dual wielding mechanic. So on one hand, you always are carrying your saber, and on your left hand, you are carrying your pistol or your basically hand, but with a superpower. I mean, supernatural power that we call transmutation.
The pistol's attached to
you
his
can
hand
cast a
as
flame
part of his
basically from
arm?
your hand. And combination of it during the combat is crucial. With your handgun, you can aim for the weak points on the enemies
the
to
hell?
deal massive damage. And some enemies got them on different.
You know what? It doesn't have to make sense. I was about to say this game doesn't make sense, but who cares? As long as it's fun and the graphics are solid.
Different spots, and also combining with parry
that's what
system,
matters.
with your saber. This is the key to success in our combat.
Are there different kinds of classes
God,
in this
what the
game,
hell? It looks
or
crazy.
do you just play as this one class with the saber?
It does
and
look
the
like a
pistol
Dark
and the
Souls
flames?
type of enemy
Basically,
right
you
there.
play as a soldier. This
Little
is like
hands, big
soldier
arms.
class. But we are not
Bunch
a
of
regular
hands.
soldier. I mean, there is in our world of the game, there is this corruption that is consuming the world. We call it neptoglobin. It's this living essence that is corrupting everything it touches. And also it has some influence on us.
Damn, he
we are
mutates.
not turned into the
He turns
mutant
to a
or
freak.
abomination, but we are gathering some supernatural powers. And thanks to that, we are very capable soldier.
Now, I was wondering about this neptoglobin stuff. Like, is this what you use
How do you come up with this?
level up? Because in traditional Souls-like games, you have maybe souls or runes, and then you would rest at a fire or a site of grace. How does leveling up work in this game?
Well, it's kind of similar. I mean, in our game, it's more like the catalyst of this neptoglobin. Like, it looks like a shard, something like that, that you are gathering, and you can spend them on the lanterns. Lanterns are our checkpoints, so it's kind of regular, typical for the genre leveling system. But of course, there is a little bit more. We have a skill tree where you have so you can choose which kind of playstyle you prefer to enhance. And if you are a master of the saber, you can add some points to stamina.
It's all going to be necroglobin bosses, and I think the guy has some necroglobin on him. I don't know if I'm saying that word right. Necroglobin.
To be able to dodge very fast.
So yeah, the protagonist might have some necroglobin.
It depends. It's not like we are forcing the player
so allows
to play
them to face
certain
these
play style.
bosses.
But yeah,
so
the player
sword
can
and his
choose
gun
whether they
left.
like.
Cool. Now, there is a
he
lot
slices
of
big
body
ol'
horror
brain.
going on in the trailer.
Clean.
A lot of gore. I'm guessing this game isn't for the faint of heart. There is going to be, it's going to be a mature rated game. Even the trailer itself started off with someone getting their head blown off.
It's rated M for sure,
not
bro.
shying away from violence or gore at all, is it?
No,
it's very brutal,
it's quite gory, to be honest. Yeah, there is a lot of blood. I mean, the theme of war and the horrors of war, that is quite strong.
Nah, dude, we are living in the age of brutal and like the last game too, the vampire game, Vampire the Masquerade. The way she just sucked the blood and just broke the neck. That was already overkill. All right, you already sucked the blood. She's already gonna turn into a vampire, but you had to break the neck too. Nah, that's already overkill. But I guess they're trying to make it go over the top. They're trying to make it over the top with the even this guy. He's like
in our game.
He's saying, yeah, this ain't gonna be your rated. No, he's saying this is for sure is gonna be rated M. Look at this. Look at this.
It's not a beautiful theme, right? There is this cruelty on that. There is this nightmare. There is this burden of being witness
that was a little piece of
war events. And it doesn't look pretty. I mean, it looks pretty on the way, but on the other way,
So are these mutations kind of like a metaphor about war, or?
It is a little bit metaphoric. I mean, you see this physical horror, like these abominations, but on the other hand, the theme of war and being this small cog in the war machinery, this is also the other thing, this psychological aspect of war, that there are no true winners in war.
Damn,
that's our message.
Destroys
everyone
regular
loses
people.
Something. Either it's their lives,
see, look at the decapitation so much.
Right. Now, you did mention a little bit about a Metroidvania-style level design earlier on. In a lot of Souls-likes, they're not true Metroidvanias. You're more wandering around unlocking shortcuts. I presume that's true in this game as well, but as you said, Metroidvania, is there more to explore, more to find, secret areas, things like this?
Exactly. There is more than that. There is more than shortcuts. It's not visible in the demo level, because demo level is more like a tutorial.
Now I'm starting to think that this gameplay that we saw right now might not be the actual gameplay. This gameplay might be polished, like well polished to look very cinematic. Like the gameplay was already done, and once the gameplay has been recorded, they just add more contrast to it, more to look more legit. I think that's what they do. The game developers do, just to market their game. But I don't know if that's false marketing.
But on the later stages of the game,
maybe that's part of the game. You just gotta do it to get as many people to watch. Just yeah.
For example, when you will be exploring,
do it way back.
Let's call it location number 5, you will get the ability that will allow you to open some paths, or location number 2, for example. So you can travel between the lanterns that are placed in the game, and sometimes you will have quests connected to one of them, but sometimes you will understand that now I obtained this kind of ability and I'm open to open something or run through something.
All the dead bodies.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, people here at Gamescom are queuing up to play Valor Mortis, but people at home are also going to be able to play it in a playtest soon. I think you have to sign up on your website, right?
That's correct. There is a website, so please sign up. The playtest is gonna start at the end of September.
Graphics are very nice.
I remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
But right here, look
at will the
this
gameplay.
That gameplay right there it's like it's so cinematic to I don't feel that's the actual gameplay.
Available on.
So it will be PC Steam for now.
PC Steam for now.
The playtest.
Yes. Yeah.
Look at the fire right there, dude. Is that how the fire's gonna look? It looks so crisp.
Yes, but the full game will be on PC, PS5, and Xbox.
Nah.
Awesome. And can you give us a?
I don't know. I'm doubting this one. I'm sorry. I'm doubting this one. I don't think the gameplay looks like
rough release date.
Valor Mortis. I'm gonna keep it on this one. If the gameplay actually looks like that, it's very impressive, and it is some game that let's try it out.
2026 is the release.
But I don't know. PS5, Xbox Series, and PC.
2026. Okay, for all info about Valor Mortis, stay tuned to IGN.
Nah, that's not the actual gameplay. That's not the actual gameplay, dude. I'm convinced that's not the actual gameplay. But that doesn't mean that's a fact. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, guys. Everything you're watching here is just my opinion. It's not a fact. I'm not a professional game journalist at all. I'm just a freaking noob. I'm a noob, man. Reacting to this. Just wants to play games. Oh, we're in the legs games. Borderlands 4. I think I already saw Borderlands 4 already. Okay, let me skip this. Skip to the games. To the gameplay. High on Life 2. I saw that yesterday. Let's watch it again. I think there's going to be some more gameplay of High on Life 2. Here's the guys.
High on Life 2 gameplay. People are excited about this game. This looks wild. Yeah. The first game was pretty bonkers. I'm going to cut right to the chase. You dropped a 42-minute gameplay clip that culminates with the character that you're trying to assassinate, or a bounty hunter, or whatever.
This guy goes inside your suit, hacks into the mainframe, and reboots it, and suddenly you're not playing High on Life 2, you are playing the unlicensed Nintendo Entertainment System game, Bible Adventures, which is in fact a real video game, and you put that real video game in your video game. How did you get the rights to that? Can you play the whole thing? And
that's crazy.
What? Like why?
Yes, yeah, so there's a lot of questions there, but number one, we have this awesome biz dev guy named Ben Moore. Benny, he's been a good friend of mine forever. All great connections, and when...
Okay, right there too. Right there's not the actual gameplay. That's just the cinematic gameplay. Yeah.
We were talking about we want to do different in this game. We had movies in the first game. This game I wanted to do fully emulated games. And so,
dude, they can actually make a freaking film of this. They're looking to make a film like this.
So I asked Benny, like, what can you do for us? He gave me a big list, and my number one thing that I wanted was Bible Adventures.
An animated film?
Absolutely no way he's going to find it, and he managed to find it. And we actually officially licensed Bible Adventures to be in the game. So I was extremely excited.
That's crazy.
And
They're
yes,
playing
you can play the whole thing. and it's not the only emulated game that's in there. There's plenty.
Can you say how many there are?
I'd rather not because we may put more, and I don't want to underpromise. But it's a few. It's
okay. This is the gameplay right here.
More than one, more than 5.
Nice. Well, yeah, the first game had the entire movie of Taming the T-Rex and a few other movies, which was like.
It looks more faster.
Again, impressive. Are there also movies in there?
There are new movies as well.
Okay, and should I assume that they're of the same caliber as
yeah,
the
you mean excellent?
Yeah.
Watch the dishes.
There's some surprising, like, B+ tier movies that we got too. So
I just still can't get past the fact that the only legal way to play Bible Adventures in 2025 is in your video game.
Which is the coolest thing in the world to me.
That is bonkers.
Like a dream come true.
You got it officially licensed to play on Xbox and PC and PS5. It wasn't even officially licensed for Nintendo. That is the funniest thing. Anyway, this is not about Bible Adventures. It's about High on Life 2.
Explosions look better now.
I thought it was.
Hey, Bible Adventures is High on Life 2.
Yeah.
Falling down, skydiving,
it's the dream of rebooting Bible Adventures.
That scene looks crazy.
That's the next Squanch game.
Exactly.
I was excited to ask you guys. You put a skateboard in the game, like the big new.
That scene remind me of the Futurama, like a Futurama scene, or like the the Fifth Element scene where they're falling down and there's a bunch of flying cars, and then they just fall inside of a taxi. I think the Fifth Element.
Traversal mode is just to zip around a whole lot. People have compared it to Sunset Overdrive. I guess what were kind of some of the influences of the many skating games out there, and how does that change your approach to gameplay?
So in terms of inspiration, it kind of came as like a joke in the first game. One of our concept artists drew like a weird centipede guy that you rode around on, and you know, our whole studio is like, wouldn't it be funny if? And then it ends up becoming a real thing. And so we were like, well, what if we just did a skateboard? Why not? And so we thought of it at first.
Wait, they named the board? I'm guessing that's the name of the skateboard, but it says a murder board. Oh, I'm tripping. This is the leaderboard of this, not the freaking skateboard.
This is like just a temporary power up.
So this is the murder board of how many kills? Bruto's Uncle Dan. Damn.
But as we played, we were like, this is
like a game mode right here.
Kind of the best part of the game, and we just kept integrating it more and more until it became a core piece of the game. And put a lot of work into making it feel fluid, and I think it feels really good now.
Yeah, it's really changed. Once we understood that we wanted to do it, it's like it has to change the level design, it has to change the layout, it has to change the environment art, and like so our level designers and like Colby Wall, our lead artist, like really work together to make kits that like
we have these 3 hubs in the game that are a lot bigger than Blim City in the first game, and you can really just kind of like zone out and skate.
I think that's like
huge skate parks
wave
in the
type
game.
of.
We haven't shown that stuff yet, but we're like super
cool mode
psyched to.
Yeah, there's more to the skating than we've shown, and it's really cool.
I like that you have a brand new first-person shooter, and we're talking about Bible Adventures and skateboarding.
You don't walk no more, you just skate.
Let's talk about the Gatlians. You've got a brand new one voiced by Ralph Ineson, who people may know as Galactus.
Yes.
You've also got the bad guy you're chasing down is voiced by Richard Kind.
Yes.
This big boy.
Yes.
I guess tell me about some of the other voices we're going to hear, and the new Gatlians too. I assume there are a few of those.
Yeah, so we've got all the old cast coming back. We've got Betsy Sidaro, we've got JB Smoove, we've got Tim Robinson coming back, some new people coming on board. We've got
I just wish the gameplay looked like this, dude. I mean, we're not there yet. That's the reason. We're not there yet, and we don't maybe in the future we have a little help with AI. I know people don't want help from AI, but maybe AI could give you the missing code that you've been looking for, or get some hints. I think game developers do use AI nowadays. They've been using AI, and because a lot of games starting to look the same, like with Unreal Engine. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's fully integrated with AI, but they are using AI as in like suggesting, to suggest what kind of code they could use, or what kind of what direction they're trying to head to what kind of direction they want to trying to go with the game. Sorry, but look at this gameplay right here. Sooner or later, we could ask AI for it to be like this. Like, tell us how we could have gameplay smooth like
Cedar Bay is one of the guns. We've got
Ken Marino.
Ken Marino's one of the
nice.
guys. Oh,
like that. Look
he's doing such a good job.
Very cinematic.
Really as like a old school
but
state
that's very
fan,
hard
I'm just
to
like
do, to be honest. Very hard to do.
in heaven that him and Thomas Lennon are like in the game. You know?
Yeah, we've got Thomas Lennon there. He's not one of the guns.
No,
but he's a few characters in there. He crushes it.
It's awesome.
I imagine it's probably easier to get people to sign on when you have a proof of concept that is the first
cars
game,
flying around like
as opposed to previously like where I want you to play a gun and you're like, what?
Yeah.
How much of the comedy is scripted versus how much comes out through improv, and how do different actors approach it completely differently in the booth?
100%.
Yeah, we kind of feel out in the booth like how an actor is more comfortable. If they're more comfortable doing improv, we try to say, okay, well, let's read it the way it's written. Now, how would you say this? And then we usually take several alt lines away from each record, and then we'll either apply them to the game or pick our favorites, but we never record
just kind of cool. They're trying to make it like
thing, so that if you die a
like
few
in
times
the
when you play,
legit
you're
mode,
not hearing the exact same thing over and over.
Legit
So
Halo mode.
We have
but on high
way
life.
too many lines in the game.
Cool.
You'll never find all of them. It's crazy.
Yeah, luckily the comedy is in the DNA of the studio, right? So everybody we bring in is already pretty talented at that stuff. And I feel like there was a review of the first game that was like, it feels like it's AI.
Dude, I'm pretty sure it was fun developing the game with these guys right here, just cracking jokes and just coming out with the wildest ideas. And just laughing while they're doing it.
Because there's so many lines, but literally they just recorded that much.
It's just sheer brute force and passion.
Yeah, I'm
so let's say that High on Life is the next big cross-media franchise. You've already got comics. JB Smoove is producing a TV show. If there's a High on Life 3, who is your dream person you want to get in there? Anybody who's alive. Anybody.
I really want Danny DeVito. We tried to get Danny DeVito for the first game. And we didn't really, at that time, we didn't really have the cachet to sort of sway him. But I'm hoping after this game we can try again and get him in there. I have the perfect design for a Danny DeVito gun in my head that I want to see so bad.
I believe the response we got was, we would take this to him, but his agent doesn't even know if he'll understand what it is, and we'll probably just say no.
Yeah.
So we're going to try really hard on the next one.
Danny DeVito, reach out.
Yeah, we're right here.
We're ready for
Richard
you.
Kind, what is it? Richard Kind, you saw him say, I'll do anything, and he reached out, now he's in the game.
Yeah,
so.
Richard Kind said he'll do anything, and we put it to the test, and he was honest. He would do anything, so we got him in.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Performance, like seriously, makes me laugh so much every time.
So I did mention it, JB Smoove producing an animated series. Any updates on that?
Yeah, we're still in the pitching phase. We've been really busy with the game, and we're working really closely with JB. So I'm working with JB and then his writing partner Miles. We've been working on putting together a pitch, and we've got all the components. We just really want to make it like really slick and make sure that it's getting
skateboarding is your you walking pretty much. That's what it looks like.
It's coming. It's coming soon. Yeah.
Has there been any talk of a movie?
Oh, never mind. He's walking right there. He's walking right there. Never mind. He was walking right there. Okay.
And honestly, I want to make a live-action movie, like one of those like corny-ass, like high Seth Rogen movies. I think would be so funny with like practical effects. I would love that.
We can pretty much.
So these guys are like straight up comedians. They're comedians, and I'm not sure if they're just the CEOs of the company or the developers, but these guys are comedians. So they're giving the direction of a comedian way. No wonder they're executing it.
Get all the props from Mikey's house.
Thanks, they executed it.
That rules. I'm down. I'm super into it. You guys have managed to make what 2.5 games since 2022?
Bro, what the?
Yeah. How do you avoid feature creep or just getting stuck in development hell? How have you stayed so mobile? What's the secret sauce there?
It's a good question. We've grown a lot. We were 54 when we shipped High on Life. We're 87 now. A lot of that is keeping a really amazing team and having like crossover between the games.
Oh my bad. He's saying there's 84 now developers or in the team.
On the second game, like a lot of the team, they know what the studio is, they know what the game is, and like they want to just make the craziest stuff possible, right? So it's a lot of just like, wouldn't it be cool if, and from a producer is like, don't talk about scope for the first like year and a half, and then be like, all right, but like let's see what the cream rose to the top, and we'll just like take that,
scope is
that's
like
a weird gun. I'm not sure if that was in part 1. The Crimson Chin gun.
Word at our studio.
It's an assault rifle.
For me especially, it's if scope is a factor, you're not making the best design decisions. A lot of us come from AAA. We've shipped a lot of games. I've been in the industry 25 years. I've shipped a lot of games. So if I'm asking for something, I usually know it's possible. And so trying to convey that tends to be the challenge, but it's never that things are over scoped, really. It's more just like, how do I present it to the team in a way where they can get behind it? And put work into it, because the real secret is just the passion of the team. Like, they want to make the game, they want to make the fun stuff, and a lot of times I'll say something and I'm like, this actually might be too scopy, and then they blow it away with that. They're like, give me a second, and then they come back with something way better than I asked for.
A lot of us come from DIY communities, right? And it's like, you like DIY or die. And Mikey also, like, I should know, like, as from a production standpoint, like, had his own company too, right? So like, he knows what it's like we all know what it's like to be an independent company, and we care a lot about, you know, doing this for a long time, right? So we have to be responsible with what we do, and like, yeah, we can be thrifty and still make cool stuff. If anything, sometimes the jank is like even funnier, you know?
Yeah, I wish
it's
I
really
was
cool
there
to
in the
see. I mean,
Gamescom.
you get these, you know, these rules like kill your darlings, but also say yes and.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to game development, it's like this immensely intricate process. Do you have a giant bucket or like a bulletin board somewhere of ideas that didn't quite make it, but you wanna sit on them?
Yes. So we also do something where we don't ever cut anything. We just save it. We say we're just pushing this till later, and we don't ever officially cut. And then when we start a new project or we start something else, we go, what about this idea we had? This was really cool. And so
well, this is the campaign for Senator Muppy Doo. That's kind of funny.
Some of the ideas in this game.
And you crash it. Oh, there he is. He's a little gray alien, a little short gray alien.
Game where ideas we just didn't get to in the first game that we were really passionate
about. The politician hair.
Typically, it starts with that idea and becomes something totally different. But we're saving everything because we have a lot of really fun people at the studio.
And this is like maybe inside baseball, but like from a production standpoint, every producer will probably think I'm crazy. But like also there are different times.
That's actual game right
development
there.
that different people are busy, right? And there's stuff that's risky and there's stuff that's not. So if we hold on to it, there may be a time that's something we really care about. We can do later, maybe a little riskier, but like also like. If it's a great joke, we have to do it, you know?
I don't want to ask you to spoil stuff, but are there any features you want to specifically call out in High on Life 2 aside from Bible adventures and skateboarding? And
one thing I want to say, like, as wild as the demo is, this is pretty early in the game, and the game gets way weirder. Like, as you play, it gets way weirder. There's a lot of unexpected stuff in there that I think people are going to be very surprised about. In terms of features, I feel like everything is a feature. It's always just like, what about this idea? And then the team's like, oh no, that's we do a whole new thing, right? And in the end, it pays off. Like, we don't have to do weird stuff like a UI fight, but then when we put the effort in, it's totally worth it, right? So the studio has learned over the years that the effort pays off.
We really upped the enemy variety too. You know, that was a big thing we didn't have a ton of time for on the first game. So we have a lot of new factions that all kind of have different behaviors. We have obviously a lot more guns that we showed in the announced trailer. The combinatorics of that are going to be really interesting. And then we've really, I feel like the team has really leveled up the like puzzles and sort of side content, which is like such a great opportunity for the humor in our games. So there's going to be a lot of that kind of peppered throughout the hubs.
Yeah.
In terms of, I guess, playtime, is it about comparable size?
I like how there's different type of alien species.
To the first game?
Honestly, at this point, we know it's a lot longer than the first game, but until we're pencils down, we won't really know exactly how long it is because our team is very much ESN, like you're saying, right? And it's people are like, well, what if I just add this here? What if I add this here? And we have the most patient QA team and the most patient production team. They give us advice, but they let us do it. And so in the end, it could be a billion hours of stuff. Most of the time, I don't even know all the stuff that gets put in, and I play the game constantly and always surprises.
That's awesome. It's really great to see you guys doing so well. I'm dying to play this, and I get to play it on February 13th.
Yes.
And it's coming to PC, Xbox Series, and PS5 same day?
That's right.
And Game Pass?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be on Game Pass? I'm going to be on Game Pass. Perfect. I'm going to play it.
Sick. Awesome. Thank you guys for hanging out. There's tons more Gamescom Studio coming up. Stick around.
Nice, dude. I can't wait to play it. Dude, if it's on Game Pass, that's legit. It's like, how would I say, because Game Pass is like how much? If you have the regular, it would be like, what, $10? The premium, what, $20? I think 20, if you pay $20 a month, or just say you just want to pay $20 for 1 month and maybe do it that later on in life. But with that $20, and there's some new releases. Say it has Black Ops 7, it has High on Life 2, maybe it has that vampire game. Who knows? I think it's definitely worth it, man. Like right now, Game Pass has Doom: The Dark Ages, and it has Expedition 33. So those two games that you want to play in right now without Game Pass, you have to pay what, $70? Dang. So Game Pass is a freaking game changer. They got the name.
What's up, everybody? Damon here at Gamescom. We're at the Super Meat Boy 3D booth. Super Meat Boy is going 3D. I reviewed the original game for IGN a million years ago. I loved it. I'm here with Dominic Plessman, who is the art director on the game. You may recognize his voice as well from the trailer also. So
yeah, I did that, yeah.
Okay, so Super Meat Boy 3D, if you're a fan of the original game, if you know the original game, is this going to feel familiar just in three-dimensional and stuff?
Definitely, yeah. We really tried to get the feeling right. We worked together with Tommy, who programmed the original game, because it was really important to us to get the Meat Boy feeling in there, right? Even if it as much and as in Meat Boy 1,
trying to get sliced because he's a meat.
Right. Rating levels is a lot of work.
Yeah.
As much and as in Meat Boy 1,
trying to get sliced because he's a meat.
Right. Rating levels is a lot of work.
Yeah.
But we are close, I think, so it's got a lot of content.
He's a little ground beef,
50
leaving a lot of blood everywhere he
Dark
goes.
World, of course. So it's a lot. I think if you really want to complete everything, you will take some time, yeah.
There are boss fights in there too, right?
Yeah, there are boss fights also, yeah.
So when they're making the platformer, they're like, all right, let's make a little dude that jumps around. He's trying to avoid these obstacles, and these obstacles are going to be chainsaws, knives, and this little thing will run away, and it leaves this trail of color. What could it be? It could be a piece of meat, it could be blood. So that's why Meat Boy makes sense, because he leaves a trail of blood. He's trying to avoid these knives. And yeah, he's just trying to avoid getting cooked.
What's about the fixed camera? Yeah. What was the thing you might have? Was just one less thing for the player to think about?
Exactly. I mean, it was a lot of experimentation, because we started with the prototype and started different setups, different camera setups, different movement options. And in the end, we thought, okay, it would be nice if the player doesn't also have to control the camera, right? Because it's pretty difficult. The game is fast, the game is difficult, and if you also have to control the camera, it gets a bit tricky probably, yeah.
You think players are going to die a lot in this game?
Yeah, definitely. They will die a lot.
He always
dies. 3 also die a lot. I mean, we play the game a lot, and I think the last Dark World level we created, we died about 100 times or so.
Let's skip Meat Boy. That was a good gameplay. Ooh, Indiana Jones. Tell me this is Indiana Jones, please.
And Yuji Yoshii-san. And translator. And the translator. How are you guys doing?
Oh, no, it's Sonic.
So,
what is
this feels like the biggest roster of playable characters we've ever seen in a Sonic game. Are we officially able to say how big the roster will be at launch?
今回ソニックゲームの中で登場キャラクター数が最大のものだと思いますけれども、ローンチ時の数について何かご発表いただけますか？
はい、
ローンチ時にはまずソニック系のキャラクターが総勢23名遊べるようになっています。それと、
Finally trying to compete with Crash Bandicoot Racing and Mario Kart Racing. Welcome. I'm not sure if this is the first one. To me, this looks like the first Sonic Racing to me. There might be some retro ones.
アップデートされるゲストキャラクターっていうのがいるんですけども、それで一人初音ミクがプレイヤブルキャラクターとして追加されます。
I will play this one.
So from the Sonic universe, we will have 23 characters you can play, and then every month we will have an update with guest characters. And first it will be Hatsune.
Dude, the race courses look crazy like that. Damn.
How many months do we have planned for guest characters
My type of game.
ゲストキャラクターは何ヶ月ぐらい
続いてる？ Looks like a work of art.
はい、無料のゲストキャラクターっていうのがセガ関係のフランチャイズの中から毎月1体キャラクターと車が無料でアップデートで追加されていく。
They're using badass cars. They're using like little GTR cars. Little
so
super
for the
dude, that's
free
sick.
version, we will have every month from Sega franchise cars and characters.
I will play this one on Steam, but then again, is it for the Switch too? Is it for the Switch too?
Characters updated every month.
I
one
doubt
car, one character.
How many months is it? 6 months, 12 months?
今の計画上は1年間は続けようかなと思ってますけども、それ以降は売れ行き次第という感じですね。
So for now, we have planned to have it updated 1 year long.
Who cares? Just play again.
Dude,
what the hell?
From that, we will see
Dude, the cars look crazy.
Sounds great.
He's riding a dragon.
Yoshi-san, what was the first conversation like when discussing the possibility of Pac-Man joining the roster of Sonic Racing Crossroads?
Oh, Pac-Man.
パックマンがソニックレーシングクロスワールドに登場するという話、最初の かけ作りというのは何だったって、どういう対話で進んだのでしょうか。
Nice.
もともとその、2023年、の末頃かな、セガさんの方から、このタイトルで、
Dude, it's just the same tricks as the Mario Kart world. Does the little spins, he does a little, but more cooler. What?
使用したいという旨の打診がありまして、弊社のそのブランドチームからそういう話を聞きまして、第一印象は非常にポジティブな印象を。
I mean, they're putting Pac-Man. Sorry.
So first we were approached by Sega. I think it was end of 2023.
Look, there it is. They're putting Pac-Man in the Ghost.
If we couldn't include Pac-Man into the
and also putting Pac-Man in that little Sonic the Hedgehog.
Me, and I thought it's a big honor, and the first impression was really great.
That's amazing. Izuka-san.
Dude, I'm glad they're putting Pac-Man back in games like this, dude, because I don't know. I feel like Pac-Man is a type of character people are forgetting. Like maybe the younger generation.
Sonic's no stranger to.
I don't want Pac-Man to die.
The racing game.
I don't want no gaming iconic character to die. I want them to just keep on going.
And he has a great track record.
I would say Pac-Man could be in the Mount Mushmore for gaming because he's that iconic, dude.
What lesson?
The wobble wobble wobble. My father played Pac-Man, dude, and he doesn't even play games. That's wild. He played Pac-Man. My mom played Sonic and Super Mario. That's the only games. That's the only games my folks ever played.
Have been learned to, and
that just tells you how big iconic Mario, Sonic, and Pac-Man are. Those three guys are very iconic.
過去のレーシングゲームから得た教訓というのはどういうところですか？
そうですね。レーシングシリーズはそのソニックの中でも非常に人気のあるゲームジャンルでして、過去にはセガオールスターズレーシングシリーズ、トランスフォームドでチームソニックレーシング、それとあとソニックライダーズっていうシリーズもありまして、それぞれ人気があったんですけども、今回のこのソニックレーシングクロスワールドでは過去に人気のあった要素を全部取り込もうという気持ちでやってまして、オールスターレーシングのそのゲストキャラクターだったり、あとはトランスフォームドで陸海空それぞれ変形して進むことができたり、そういう要素をたくさん盛り込んだ集大成として今回、リリースしてました。
The Dragon.
So yeah, racing series are very popular among the Sonic games, and we had.
But actually, it makes me want to play Mario Kart though. It makes me want to play Mario Kart World though.
The past, as you said, All Stars transformed and Sonic.
But maybe if I play this, isn't it be like, But dude, I used to like. Look, I started with Mario Kart 64. Mario Kart 64, I used to play out of Mario Kart 64. I could hear the sound effects in my head. I could hear the sound effects of Mario Kart 64 in my head. No lie. What else game? Crash Bandicoot Nitro Fueled. Crash Bandicoot Nitro Fueled for the Xbox, the original Xbox. I used to play that game out of it too. I passed the story multiple times. That was one of my favorite games. So now bringing Sonic, they're making racing popular again, like this type of racing where you just hit the box, get a popular power up.
Teams, and
but these guys are changing the game with this one.
Each of them had components which were very popular. For the All Stars, for example, we had the guest characters. For
now we're doing it with Sonic characters.
You could race through the air, but on land, and also dive into water. And so we tried to implement all those most popular aspects of the past games, and I think we succeeded in doing so. So this is the ultimate Sonic
cool
racing
there.
Game.
I don't know who that bird is, but that looks cool. Damn, look at the sneakers.
What were some of the qualities of Pac-Man that your team was in charge of that were necessary for his inclusion?
This type of game, this is gonna be someone's childhood right here. This game is gonna be someone's childhood right here, like Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's gonna be someone's childhood. That's crazy.
Crossworlds.
They're very lucky.
今回パックマンの要素で
playing this on handheld,
クロスウォールズに
playing
絶
this
対
on
取り入れ
the
たい
Switch.
要素というのはどういうところでしたか？
Oh, Pensu, the handheld you play
最
this?
初にお話をいただいた時
racing
に
game.
そのパックマンってピザって呼んでるんですけど、こういう丸い欠けた形のパックマンを想像される方が多いと思うんですけど、
The race cars are pretty nice too. They're very interesting. Look at that. What the hell? Got a wild Pokemon in the air? What the hell? That's crazy.
印象的で、かつメイズもあり、パックマンワールドのパックビレッジもありというところで、非常にこれはすごいことだなというふうに思いました。はい。
But it's good, so they can step up their game, you know? They can step up their game. Look at this. So they won't feel like the kings no more. Look at this. Same thing with Crash Bandicoot. They didn't come out with another Nitro Fuel 2. Crash Bandicoot Nitro Fuel 2. Damn, giant headphones. Got some big old headphones. Alright.
When you hear of Pac-Man, you usually imagine this pizza sort of shape. But this time we had the request also to have a modern Pac-Man, so a modern Pac-Man world included. So
oh, nice transformations.
Challenges, but
it's
when
tails
we saw the final
on a monster truck.
Also with having those Pac-Man typical mazes and the Pac-Man village inside, we were very excited how this.
And they got like 2 portals. Are those portals? Nah, they're not. They are portals, bruh.
What character has been your favorite to see added to the roster, Izuka-san?
Izuka-san, どのキャラクターが今ロスター
Dude, they could add so many people to the rosters, and they add Pac-Man. They could add, I don't know who else they could add, but they could add some like regular fighters, like from a fighting game, like some, you know, expand the roster.
So ですね。
Because I saw a humanoid racer right here in the beginning. I don't know who it was. He was doing like some tricks. Where is he? Right here, like this guy right here. Who is this guy?
It's updated 1 year long.
Yahoo! Yahoo! He went like this. That was for Mario, man. We got competition, Mario.
Apart from that, we will see
Yahoo!
How
#1.
Sounds great.
We're ¡1!
Yoshi-san,
what
was the first conversation like when discussing the possibility of Pac-Man?
That's crazy. Look, he's right here again.
非常にこうレースゲームらしい。今回のパックマンのステージもその。
That's another Sonic Racers, dude. That's pretty good.
Okay, we've seen some
Salute to Sonic Racers
gameplay just recently from Cinder City. What elements?
But that type of game, I would like to play on the Switch too, bro. I don't know. They probably didn't say the Switch too. Let me see. I think, are we still here?
Modern shooters.
No, this is the new shooting game. Let's see what they say.
ベースとしたレースゲームに合った曲作りを心がけてます。
Yeah, so this is first and foremost a racing game, so we always want like an up-tempo and very fun to go with and play with music.
I hope it's not too fast. Like something about Mario Kart World is just each race. Well, most of the races they last under like what, 2 minutes, 3 minutes? Nah, it's probably like 2 minutes. I mean, just fine, but something just feels like, whoa, that was fast.
On the other hand, there are also different.
That was fast. Let's do it.
Yeah, world views included in the.
Dude, look, I'm tripping on this duck right here. It's a duck. It's a black duck with flames on the bottom.
Legacy games and also in collaboration games like Pac-Man. So
that's a cool duck.
We try to implement those and arrange them as racing games, and also this time with.
I want to hear they're going to release it for
we included the Pac-Man original music, but arranged it to be an up-tempo racing game music suitable.
I'm pretty sure.
Excellent. Well, that's all the time we've got. Thank you so much for joining us. Sonic Racing Crossworlds comes to PC and consoles on September 25th, and I cannot wait for it. We've got
dude, it's gonna come on September next month.
Tons more Gamescom.
So look at September, October, February, and then March, the big one. You know the big one, March. I don't have to say. You know which one. You know what game is gonna come out in March. That's the big one. Dude, this year is pounded with games. That's crazy.
Video on IGN coming up, so don't go anywhere.
And it's good because there's been a drought of video games.
Top 100.
And since 2020. 2020, 21, 2, 3, kind of.
A list so secretive even we don't know what movies are on it or where they rank.
All right, now I'm gonna skip it to that shooting game that these guys were talking about.
Studio right here on IGN, and if you're curious what that banging noise has been, over there at the THQ Nordic booth, they've got people doing one of those carnival strength testers where you hit the thing with the hammer and make it go up and bang the bell. That's all in honor of Gothic Remake. So if you want to test your strength, come on down to Hall 7.
Nice. Gamescom Studio.
Formerly known as Project LLL, Cinder City is looking to bring an MMO tactical shooter to gamers everywhere next year. And joining us in the studio to tell us more about the game is project lead Jae-hyun Bae and also project manager and translator Ga-hei Shin. Welcome to the stage. Thank you for coming.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. Okay, we've seen some intriguing gameplay just recently from Cinder City. What elements of modern shooters inspired you to bring those elements into a massively multiplayer online game? And how is Cinder City going to innovate on those elements?
The hell? Is this Crisis?
최근에 많은 게임 플레이를 이제 접했는데 cinder city에 대한 이런 MMO tactical 슈터를 만들게 된 뭔가 모던 슈터에 대해서 뭔가 영감을 받은 부분, 어떤 거에 이제 영향을 받아서 이런 게임을 컨셉을 잡게 되었는지 궁금합니다.
그냥 쉽게 하면 그냥 지금까지 했던 게임들에서 뭐 이렇게 계산하거나 이렇게 열심히 뭐 조사해서 참고를 한 적은 없지만 대부분 슈터에서 영향을 받았죠. 예. 예를 들어 뭐 게임 내 건물 내에 나오는 이제 실내 인도에 나오는 좀비나 이런 크리처들은 물론 이제 그게 나온 영화나 아니면 뭐 수많은
no way. Dude, I thought it was gonna be a straight up military, advanced military in the future type of Tom Clancy, Wildlands type of game, but nah, we're getting necrophilies.
호러 컨셉의 FPS.
What is that guy said? I forgot the name. Necro goblins.
싸우는 전투 이런 쪽은 아웃도어에서 하는 거니까 아마 비슷한 게임들이 머리에 떠올릴 거예요. 뭐 콜 오브 듀티의 특정 캠페인이라든지 아니면 디비전이라든지. 예. 그래서
I should have drank a Rockstar, man. Let me get a Rockstar for myself. Rockstar for myself, man. We just watching the games.
특히 기본적으로는 이제 FPS 성격이 있지만 TPS이기 때문에 수많은 이제 TPS한테 영향을 받았습니다. 예.
I think I took a lot of inspirations from a lot of different media, video games. It's a shooter. And in what's happening indoors, the zombies, the horror elements were inspired by some great movies, for instance, and also the outdoor battles. They were inspired by the Call of Duty campaigns or the Divisions. I took a lot of inspirations from great examples, and it's a TPS, so a lot of TPS third-person shooters as well.
근데 이제 슈팅은 이 게임에 구성하는 이제 큰 몇 가지 두세 가지 요소 중에 하나일 뿐이고요. 저는 이제 슈팅 게임을 물론 좋아하고 했긴 했지만 그래서 슈팅 게임을 기본으로 해서 그 사람들이 거대한 도시에서 특히 서울이죠. 여기서 협력해서 생존하고 싸우는 그다음에 적들하고 NPC들이죠. 몹들하고 싸워서 이기고 생존하는 걸 더 중심으로 놓고 저는 게임 만들고 있습니다.
So it's a shooter, but the shooting experience is just one part of the game, while what we want to build ultimately is an environment where players will gather in this gigantic city and fight alongside each other and try to survive and
it's a zombie game
together.
In the future.
And the shooting element is the basis on that.
Okay.
Dude, the game looks good. This one looks good too.
Environment that is in the city. How many players will?
Dude, so many zombies, so many with this necro disease with tentacles. Damn, bro. It's a promising year.
You have playing together at once.
We're finishing the year very good and a promising year ahead. 2026. Among Us.
플레이어들이 지금 플레이 가는 공간은 지금 한 7에서 8km, 10km 가까운 지금 서울의 도시 일부를
Dude, this is
그대로
Type 1 civilization technology.
구현을 했고요. 거기에
This is Type 1
최대
civilization.
테스트를 한 적은 없지만 지금
They got infested with zombies.
뭐 개발팀
that makes
전원과
it so
뭐
cool.
기타 테스트함까지 다 포함하면 이제 수백 명이.
Dude, it gives me. Dude, this game gives me the vibes of this Netflix series I was watching. I forget what it's called. I don't know. It's like it's in the future. There's a disease or zombies, and the soldiers are equipped with like this white outfits, like very advanced outfits. Kind of reminds me of this game.
300에서 500명 정도까지는 원활하게 플레이하는 걸 테스트를 했고요. 그래서 물론 이제 NPC는 그 플레이어 숫자보다 훨씬 많죠. 5배에서 10배 정도. 그래서 사실
But I'm pretty sure he comes from the side where it's all nice, where where it's all protected away from the chaos. And there's one side where it's all full of zombies infested. You can't go there, you can't clean it up. Just too many zombies.
구현되고
Like
서비스된 적이 없는 규모의 사실은 매시브한
hard to control it.
환경의 게임을 지금 만들고
That's
있습니다.
crazy.
Pretty
wild.
The multiplayer space is now 7 to 8 square kilometers wide, and can have around 300 to 500 players that can play in the same space simultaneously. And for NPCs, the enemies, there will be 5 to 10 times more enemies than the players populating the area. So I believe this is a quite unprecedented size as an.
It says actual gameplay footage from the development build.
MMO shooter.
Wow, yeah,
I
that is
believe it. You could tell this actual gameplay.
Multiplayer.
I like when they do that. When they do this, they give you the raw gameplay. They're not afraid to show you. That's when you know.
For sure.
They're proud of what they're showing.
How are players going to
they're proud of their
pay
baby.
to play Cinder City? Is it free to play? Is it a season pass?
Wow.
Is it pay once and play the game?
BM에 대해서 무료 게임인지 시즌 패스제일지 아니면 패키지로 한번 구매를 하면 플레이할 수 있는 형태일지 궁금합니다.
저는 이제 MMO 게임들 여러 개 이제 만들고 경험을 봤기 때문에 이제
That lady's doing a hard job. She has to write down everything, take on the notes while translating.
사실
Impressive.
지금 시점에서는 이제 언어 뭐 패키지를 팔든 이제 시즌제를 하든
Dude, it looks fun as hell.
가능하게 이제 개발을 하고 있는데요. 그러니까 뭐 확실한 건
I should have my phone.
이제
But my
먼슬리든
I do have my phone.
반년에 아니면
Let me get my phone.
시즌이면
I was using it as a camera, but not anymore.
주기적으로 콘텐츠를 업데이트할 준비를 하고 있어요. 뭐 캐릭터라든지 아니면 캐릭터마다 따라오는
my phone to take notes.
스토리일 수도 있고.
Oh, my phone died. No wonder the camera was off.
뭐 건물이나 지하가 추가된다든지 그런 걸 고려하고 있습니다.
I'll charge it right now.
We're not exactly settled on the business model yet, whether it'll be the free to play or the package. But what's for sure is that we'll have a seasonal updates on a regular basis, monthly or either a few months of cadence. Have character updates, the map expansions,
and wild explosions.
So there will definitely be some seasonal updates there.
Okay, I see. You've got, in fact, just there we spotted a mech. I think we're going to see some more mechs right now.
Nice.
Very exciting. Tell us about the mechs in Cinder City.
Dude, I was about to say earlier, imagine being on a mech and there's a bunch of zombies and just demolishing them with the mech.
Like what variety of mechs? How many?
Look at that! Oh, hell yeah!
메카도 정말 멋있어 보이는데 어떤 종류의 얼마나 많은 메카가 게임에서 등장할지 궁금합니다.
예, 탈 것들을 처음에 고려를 했어요. 그러니까 도시고 굉장히 월드가 크잖아요. 그래서 거기에 플레이어들이 뭐 끄나 쓰는 것도 재밌긴 하지만 다양한 탈 것도 고려했고 그래서 뭐 헬기도 있고 오토바이도 있고 뭐 근데 이제 그 중에 고려한 게 이제 얘죠. 그러니까 이족.
Dude, these game developers are next level. Next level, dude. They're running their own engine.
고행 로봇을 만들어서 플레이어가 탑승하기 원했어요. 왜냐면 훨씬 사람보다 큰
They probably had to put oh, dude, look at the flash.
적들이 나오기 때문에 그래서 지금 다양한 타입들 준비하고 있어요. 지금 보고 있는 이것도 있고 그리고 좀 더 작지만 빠른
The necroglobuses. That's the necroglobuses.
타입이라든지 더 육중하고
disease.
다리가
Oh,
많은
there's a deer.
다리가 6개쯤 달려 있는
Wow, no, don't tell me the deer's infested too. Dude, that's such a movie scene right there, dude. Straight cinema.
Incorporating a lot of vehicles, not just the mechs, but also a lot of different ones that help you.
Dude, I'm very impressed, dude. Is this guy the lead programmer or just the director? The lead director?
Around this big city to give you the freedom of movement, and for the mechs,
the
there will
be
a lot of them in all different sizes.
Yeah, I wish I was there to be in.
From the
That's gonna be one of my bucket lists. I'm gonna go to one of these events
than the ones
to see what's the buzz about and try out some new demos and record a little vlog or something.
Bigger, and even have more lags, etc. A lot of varieties.
I wonder if they let you record
I
though.
think we saw a little bit of the
Because I've seen a lot of people they're not really recording. Maybe there's rules to it on recording. Yeah, there might be very strict on recording. Don't just go vlogging like a freaking idiot.
the horror element.
Unless you're very big and you got permission.
You referred to just there, like the kind of like zombies or mutants. What can you tell us about the apocalypse that is taking place in your city of Seoul?
보면 이제 호러 요소들, 좀비도 나오고 뭐 이러는 것 같은데 이런 배경, 신더시티의 이런 배경에 대해서 좀만 설명을 해주실 수 있을까요? 포스트 아포칼립스 배경에 대해서.
그래서 이제 다른 차원에서 온 그냥 몬스터가 이제 전투를 하다가 걔가 지금 폭발을 했고 그러면서 도시도 같이 파괴가 됐거든. 그 뒤로 이제 의문의 바이러스가 퍼지면서 사람들이 하나씩 이제 크리처로 변하는 이제 멸망한 세계가 컨셉이고요.
What is that thing?
스토리적은 그렇고요.
That thing looks like a freaking like a giant bug, a flesh type of bug.
게임 플레이적으로는
that looks crazy.
저는 아웃도어와 인도어에서 좀 다른 경험을 하기를 바랬어요. 그러니까 아웃도어에는
Dude, why all these games are freaking wild with their enemy bosses?
인도어에 들어오면 빠르고 그 다음에 잘 죽지 않고 플레이어한테 붙는 그러니까 압박감과 공포감을 주는 컨셉을 원했고요. 그래서 나온 게 지금의 이제 크리처들입니다.
Nah, this guy created a whole universe, a wild universe. Wow, dude, amazing.
So the storyline is, the background story is that the planet Earth was invaded by an outer spatial being.
I think this game is called something Always Human or something like that. I think they say the name already, but I missed it.
And in the middle of the battle, there was a giant explosion which devastated the whole city of Seoul, and then because of the aftermath that left mysterious viruses that infected the people on the planet Earth that made them turn into those creatures that you see, like zombie creatures.
So right there's cinematic.
And so the reason why we incorporated such zombie elements, the creature elements, is to give the different experiences in the outdoors and indoors. So in the outdoors, you'll get rather a typical shooter experiences, long-range battles. While in the indoors, the zombies, the creatures are more like a melee, melee combat. They are slow, but they're strong, and you need to really strategize in many different environments. That was our aim.
I see. So like two different player experiences.
I can hear the audio.
Okay. What are the incentives for fighting the enemies versus incentives for fighting
It is interesting, not gonna lie.
How do they vary?
So many enemies, exactly.
플레이어들과
enemy types. You're helping someone.
상대로 싸우는 거 있을 텐데 각각 어떤 경험적인 리워드가 있을까요?
They're playing this on PC.
그러니까 슈팅 게임이니까 결국은 PVP, 그러니까 사람들끼리 싸우는 모드를 이제 당연히 원할 거고 아마 뭐 만족을 시켜줘야 될 것 같은데.
Dude, the mechs are sick.
근데 PV 컨텐츠를 지금 충분히 쌓고 만드는 쪽에 지금 훨씬 집중을 하고 있고요. 이게 어느 정도 진행이 나고 나면 이제 PVP를 좀 고려를 할 것 같습니다.
Yes, our heavy focus right now in development is PvE elements. Yeah, so
PvP.
Yes, but as shooter fans, they'll naturally expect a shooter game to have PvP, but that's part of our plan. But right now we are.
Yeah, I'm starting to remember. I think I seen this game announced in the day one of Gamescom. And yeah, it's gonna have 4 players. I think this is a type of game that focuses more online, but it still looks good.
focusing heavily on the PvE content.
It's still being executed very well.
Okay,
Look at
so
that.
watch this space. Excellent. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much. Cinder City is making its
But
way.
they ain't gonna show us that much yet. That's just a single player, man. Very impressive,
to
sir.
consoles and PC in 2026. Right now, there's more to come from Gamescom 2025 right here on IGN.
Hey you! Looking for a way to wear your fandom with pride? The IGN store is the ultimate destination for awesome merch and collectibles from the biggest games, movies,
Then we're
shows.
reaching the platformers.
I'm very excited. 야,結構ワクワクしてるんですよね。なかなかドラクエしてる人と話す機会もなくて、ましてや実際に作ってる人たちと話できる機会が本当に光栄なことに思ってます。
僕もこういうスタジオなかなか慣れてないんですごい今ドキドキして楽しいです。
No, I'm having a lot of fun, but I'm a little bit nervous because I'm not quite used to these kinds of studios.
That's all right. So, when preparing
one.
to remake the original Dragon Quest and Dragon Quest 2, did you go back to revisit?
A destination for awesome merch and
Ooh, that's a nice
collectibles
Joshi
from the
shirt.
biggest games, movies, shows, and everything in between.
Skip this. These are the ads. Okay. Dude, I'm impressed how there hasn't been an ad. There hasn't been an ad. What the hell?
Protocol activated.
Okay.
All squads, we need backup now.
Time for a shooter. Hell yeah. Back to basics. Where's that the music? Back to basics. Don't tell me this is Delta Force. What game is this, man? I'm about to lower the volume a little bit more and we get assault class. Shield. Ah. Whoa. Dude, this looks good. Kind of looks like a mixture of Counter-Strike and Call of Duty. Stalker, Striker. Very tactical. Got the drone. Destroy that drone. Boom. Nice, dude. This game looks sick. This is the type of game for me. Hardcore FPS games. Guns. Grit. Glory.
We sent him packing, boys. Return to HQ.
What's it called? Wraith Ops. Wrath Ops. It's called Wrath? Wraith. Wraith Ops. Only on Steam. Wow, Team 17 and 2. Dude, it looked good. It looked good. If it has ragdoll effects, little bit of destruction, it might be kind of cool. But for right now, I'm playing Delta Force until Battlefield 6 comes out on PC. But it looks good. A game to try out. Another cool FPS by Team 17. That's kind of cool. So only 17 developers? Wow, dude. What is this? A 2D platformer? Nice. Discover ancient alien civilization. What? Alien civilizations? Is that a secret base? Connect and automate systems to build smart and survive longer. Let me guess, these guys are the conspiracy theorists. They're out there to find the truth. Shaka. They have traits. Look at this person right here, Chilla. One of her traits is being gullible. One of the traits of Rania, who is 29 years old, afraid of the dark. This one's kind of funny. Oh, she died! She got poisoned! And now they put her body in a decomposer. Oh, what? They brought her back to life? Dude, these games are crazy, dude. The way they come up with these games, the indie games. Here's platformers. 3D platformers. Nah, indie games and 3D platformers, I don't think they're never gonna die, dude. They're very traditional. And they're just gonna keep evolving. With better graphics and more creative things to do. Like more creative puzzles. We're almost done. You got Platonic. Gamescom. Civilization! Civilization, dude. I think Civilization is the game where they do these mods where they put like 100 of Homer Simpsons versus 1,000 Kung Fu Pandas. Is it that one, the Civilization, where they do those crazy mods? I would like to try that, to be honest. I think the stream is still going. Let's see what the people are saying in the stream right here in the IGN one. Yeah, what he said, whether or not. Go home. We're finished here. Oh yeah, they're done with the Gamescom already. Damn. Let me check my my chat. I don't have a chat. We good. Okay. Let's go back to there we gone. Grown of what is this Civilization or not? Advances tree. Alright, let me skip this. I don't hear no one talking. Gamescom Studio, thanks for watching. Tell me that's it, man. That's it.
There's last year we
Soldier.
Now I was wondering about this Nafta.
Yeah, they're just replaying it now.
Just search for IGN when you search for guides.
I thought they were gonna show was the new DLC for Doom, the Dark Ages. Dude, I need to play the Doom, the Dark Ages on. I have it on Xbox Game Pass. But the problem with that game is just it's very demanding. That game, the Dark Ages, is very demanding. You need at least 6 gigabytes of VRAM. 6 gigabytes of VRAM. Wow. Let me write a comment here. So it was only a 2-hour show? I think it was.
When you search for guides.
It was only a 2-hour show. These games sell like hotcakes, so what do you think? Laughing out loud. Dude, I want to see Indiana Jones and I want to see Doom the Dark Ages, but nah, that's it. I think that's it, guys. Yeah, they're just replaying it.
We still have to have all.
Yep. Alright, well, I think that's it. I'm gonna have to end this live stream. Damn. That was pretty sick. Not gonna lie, dude. A lot of good games. A lot of scary good games, and I'm gonna see if I could try some of these demos. Not all of them are out, but they're soon going to come out. We got some games coming out in September, like Silent Hill F. Alright, well, I'm gonna finish this on, dude. That was Gamescom Day 3. Gamescom 2025. It was pretty sick. I'm not sure when Day 4 is out. But if Day 4 comes out, I'm gonna see if I could try live streaming on live to get the live reaction. Alright, well, I'm gonna end this out, man. If you're watching this, peace. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.